Okay. We are live on Twitch.
Hello, Twitch.
Let me share my screen in Discord as well so you can see what I'm doing. Hey everyone. By the way, Cozy Azeroth with my friend Dylan, and we're working on our retro
Hi.
Dragon Ball Z themed fighting game in PICO-8.
Let's do it.
Alright, let's see here. Share my screen in Discord. Okay, so you should be able to see my screen now.
I will in just a moment. I'm getting these pictures propped up to send to you. Okay.
I feel really good about the progress we've made on this game so far.
Same. Okay, these are just some ideas for Kai Blast. I did 2 variations. One that has more of a tail and one that just has like little flickerings behind it, and then a few ideas for different stars just to give us something to start with.
Nice. I like it. So it's just going to rotate between those?
Yeah, it would flicker between the 2 different ones. Like there's 4 drawings of Kai Blast, but there's 2 sets. I just did not draw them.
Or I like
in a
the
way that
stars.
was
We
like
can do the
next to
stars.
each
That'd be
other.
an easy thing to do. I think we should. Today we need to go from easy to hard, probably. Let's.
Yeah.
What I'm going to do, I'm
Just
going
like
to.
we can.
You can see my screen.
Oh yeah, I forgot to go back to that. Just a second. Watch stream. Yeah, it's gonna load in a second. There we go. Oh, what is that?
Yeah. So what I've done, I created a new. Are you familiar with Trello? It's like a project management tool where you create lists with cards, kind of like putting post-it notes on the board, like to do and working on and
Oh,
done.
cool.
So I just created one, a quick and
Yeah,
dirty
never heard
one.
of this.
So I thought we'd just create a little list of what we want to accomplish here today, right off the bat. I think we need to stop the timer when it hits 0. That's
Yeah.
one thing I want to do.
Okay. Where you can turn around your character when you're next to the other character.
Right, that one's a little tricky, I think. So let's so fix let's see.
I don't know how to work.
Yeah, I don't know. Make player turn around when next to opponent. We'll figure out what exactly that means here in a minute. Okay,
Yeah, that was a good way to put it.
So I think we want to create star sprites. That's easy.
Yes.
And
star sprites.
And then create background Starfield. This is some, we've done a lot of work making the game functional already, even though there's a lot yet to do. Let's do a couple fun things and just make little eye candy and make it looking cool,
Yeah, I'm super excited for it.
So and then
think about maybe putting in the round markers.
Yeah.
I don't exactly know how that would work.
Well, I think before we even let's do some of the background stuff for the rounds, like create. This is very granular, but create variables for tracking round numbers.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is really granular, but like display. Because the idea behind the round markers was the marker would indicate how many rounds you've won, right?
Correct. Yeah. So it'd start off with 0, and then once you won a round, whoever won would get a Dragon Ball, and then once you went 3 rounds, you win.
So I don't think we're going to do that because I don't want to implement rounds yet. I want to get everything else in the game working first.
Cool.
And then we'll worry about creating the bigger game loops, because once we get the game mostly working, then we can step back and go, okay, now let's create the character selection screen. Let's create a loop that when the game ends, you go back to that, and the very macroscopic stuff.
Cool.
I think this will keep us busy. these several things. So what do we want to start with? Let's get the timer stopping when it hits 0.
Yeah, let's do the timer.
That's super easy, I think.
Yeah, that sounds simple.
let me get
counts down unless or like it hits 0.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a couple ways I could think to do it, but let's load it up here.
That's it.
So we need to
Timer equals 0.
change director to fight list. Okay, load fight. Run. Let's just remind ourselves where we're at. It's looking pretty cool so far. Players are moving. So just since we've been talking about the bug we want to fix, so like here's one of the bugs I want to fix here. If you happen to be right next to a player and you hit the left button, it doesn't turn around. It doesn't go through it. Everything else is working fine. So that's the only movement bug that I can think of actually, right now.
Yeah, that's the only issue in the movement that I know of.
And then this timer will count down to negative numbers, which we don't want. I think that's the super easy thing to do.
Yeah, let's start there. And then I kind of want to do the stars in the background.
Yeah. I think we should reward ourselves for good work, and let's do something fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see. Timer countdown. Okay, so if I remember, we had this this looping function. Every 30 cycles, it decreases the timer by 1. Okay, that's the
yes.
Okay, so basically what we want to do here is, where it says, decrement the timer by 1, we basically want to say, only do that if the timer is already positive or is greater than 0.
Yeah. Yeah, don't count down past 0. Don't go into negative.
Right. So I think what we can do is, let's try this. If timer is greater than 0, then decrement the timer.
Ah, yeah, that'll probably work right there.
I think that'll probably work. Now it's a little more complicated because when we reset the round, we have to reset the timer values. We have to do a lot of stuff, right? We have to do a reset on the timer. So,
yeah.
But we're not going to worry about that yet. That's when we implement rounds.
Yeah, we just wanted to hit 0 and stop moving.
So I think this will probably work.
Yeah. I'm wondering if it'll stop at 1 or if it'll stop at 0.
No, because it's basically if the timer is greater than 0. In other words, if it's 1 or more, then it will subtract 1 from it.
Minus. Oh yeah, so if it hit 1, it would go. Yeah.
Yep, and if it's 0, it's not greater than 0, so nothing will happen.
Cool. Yeah, let's try it.
All right, so now we have 99 seconds to wait to see if it'll work. It's funny because when I worked at Applia back in the day, there would be software engineers, and they'd be working, and then they'd have to like test it or export it or compile it or whatever they do, and so they'd be working, then be like, okay, break time, while they're software exports, I think this will probably work. I think it probably is that simple.
Same. Yeah, once you wrote that, I was like, yeah, that should do it there. I had another idea, not that it's anything we needed to implement, but I was just wondering if you thought it would work for like our health bar. Right now, it kind of always shows a health bar because of the way it's drawn. So I was wondering if in the beginning we did like an initial function that was like draw that rectangle equals true. And then somewhere we could have a function that if your health equals 0, then draw rectangle equals false for the health gauge. If that would then erase.
So you want it to start out at 0? So you only want it to be max when the game actually starts?
Yeah, I want it to be max when the game actually starts, and then like whenever you fully lose, it goes all the way to like there's no health bar represented whatsoever. Like right now there's 1, which it's not a big deal or anything. I was just wondering if that.
I don't know. I like it because it's a visual placeholder of what's there. When it's empty, it just has that one tiny little line, like it's there, but it's empty. All right, there you go. Yeah. Timer counted down to 0 and stopped.
And stops there.
Now nothing else happens, right? What we also want to do is like trigger. This is the end of the round, right?
Exactly.
But that's okay. For now, that's okay. So we did one thing on our list already. Check it out.
Let's go.
Done.
Yeah, I guess eventually it'll just like at that point it'll check and see who has the most health and declare them the winner.
Yeah. Let's do the fun stuff. Let's create some star sprites.
Yes.
So let's go over to our sprite maker. And actually, before I do that, I want to always save my work.
Yeah.
Save, fight. Yes, overwrite it. Okay.
Yes.
All right, so I think what we want to do, this is like, we want to keep this out of the way of the gameplay. So I'm going to put the star sprites way down here at the very end of the sprite list.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And pick one of these sprites, like that one. And let me look at the drawings you sent.
Maybe just a single gray dot, that gray that you're already on.
Yeah, gray or white, or could even be like this purpley color. Depends on how bold we want to make it. So
Want to be? Yeah, we could do a sprite for each of those colors and
could
give
even
them different.
maybe make them twinkle a little
That
bit
would be
somehow.
really cool.
Yeah, that's the kind of candy I think we'll do it when we get that far. So I think
Have a few of them that twinkle at least.
so you think the star should be the one pixel star should literally just be 1 pixel. It shouldn't be like a little square like that.
I think let's do it with just 1 pixel and see what it looks like. And if it looks
Yeah,
too small, then maybe we'll make it a little bigger like that.
agreed.
But
So
I want to start
something like
small.
that.
Yeah, just one dot.
I think white. Okay, so then we'll do
Maybe one gray dot. Or the four-way.
I have to kind of get oriented here. Let's see. I think that's
Nice.
fine. Yeah, unfortunately, like because this is 8 by 8. There's no way to
Yeah.
center it. So,
Yeah.
but that's okay. It's quite all
Yeah, I
right.
noticed that when I was drawing them out on my notepad. I was like, oh, heck, I can't really center these stars. Oh, nice. Yeah, that does look pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how that one would turn out.
Let's see. And this other one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so let's just erase here.
Almost the whole space. This other one is.
And then 5. So okay. So let's go. Oops. What am I missing here? Oh, I see what I did. Okay. That's about as center as that's going to get.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
There we go. Star sprites.
Yeah, that's not too shabby.
It's not
Maybe
too
we could
shabby.
do the X on that last one with the light gray instead of doing it all one color, so it's not so blocky in the middle. If that makes sense.
You mean like
Just on the fourth one, on the very last one. Yeah, like the X going through there.
make this
So you got that one. Yeah, the four corners maybe.
make them gray?
Yeah, and then the four corners of that inner box as well. Yeah.
Do you like it?
What do you think of that?
I don't know. Let me just experiment here for a minute. Don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know until we look at it, right?
Exactly.
I don't like that.
I did kind of like it with the purple. Maybe
Oops.
even the middle dot needs to be the purple. Oh yeah, yellow could be really good.
Remember, our sprites are nice
Yeah,
and bold, so we want them to kind of disappear into the background a little bit.
Try it with the middle dot too. I think I like that more whenever I'm looking at the littler image of the picture.
Because that's what it's really going to look like right there.
Yeah,
That's
that
life
looks pretty
size.
good.
So
Maybe we try it with the light gray again. Maybe the yellow is too bright.
I like that.
Yeah, I think I like that better. I think I like that light gray there.
Could even do something like that.
Yeah.
No.
Ooh, yeah, let's try it.
Actually, let's do.
We do the whole thing gray, maybe even.
I don't know. I don't know. Well, let's do something fun like draw. Let's create a function to draw the background.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's
Yeah, these sprites look great so far.
so let's we gotta kind of remind
I'm so
ourselves what we
excited to
got
see it.
here. I think what we need to
Yeah.
do in the initialization function, let's just create a function to draw the background.
Yeah. Oh, something else you were wanting to do today was clean up the comments. If you wanted to
Oh
add that to our
yeah,
to-do list.
comments. Yes.
Yeah, you wanted to clean that up a little bit today.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's do that right now. Not right now, but let's add it on the list here.
Yeah, add it to our list.
Add comments.
Yeah.
So let's see. We're in the initialization function. Doesn't really matter because we're not actually going to run the function yet. We're only going to run the function when the screen is drawn. So we just need to define the function here. So it doesn't matter where we put it, in other words.
Okay.
Okay, so game logic goes here.
Right after draw gauges tracks.
Yeah,
Draw
I think.
gauges, draw background.
Mm-hmm. Function. Draw background. Okay. So what we need, I think, do you want it to be carefully defined, or do you want it to randomize where every time where the stars show up? Because you can totally randomize it.
Let's randomize it.
Okay, so in order to do that, I need to go back to the cheat sheet, figure out how the hell to create random numbers. So, actually, let me go to this nerdy guy. This is pretty handy. Let's see, random number generator. Okay, the RND-A function is used to return a random number within the range of 0 up to, but not including the number given. Okay. Not including the number given. So if I do RND 128, that'll give me 127 pixels, right? 0 not including 128.
I think so.
That sounds
Yeah.
right. Oh,
Does
but it
zero
gives
count
me,
as
but I
one?
need
So you,
I need an integer, not a random decimal number. To get a random integer, whole number, use FLR, which is what? FLR 04. Okay, round down the given number and return an integer. Okay. Okay, this is easy enough. I think. So let's see. Let's what are our what do we want to call these things?
background sprite or
Star
just,
1,
I
star
don't
2,
know.
star 3, star 4.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's way easier.
Excuse me. Okay, what we don't want it to do, we've got to be careful because we don't want it to redraw it every frame, right? So we're going to draw the background every frame,
Right.
but we don't want it to randomize the numbers every frame. So the variables have to be defined up top. The variables
Yeah,
for
and we
the
want to draw it in the beginning random and then
Mm-hmm.
keep that same picture the whole fight through all the rounds probably too.
I agree. It'd be just so
I
much
guess it wouldn't
easier.
really matter, but
Yeah, it'd be so much easier
yeah,
if we do it that way. Again, this is the kind of thing like that'd be a nice to have to change it to it redraws it every round, but not necessary, right? So
yeah.
all right, so we need some.
It's so cool that we can randomize the background. I never thought of that before.
Okay, background. Randomize background star locations.
Nice.
Okay, so let's call it star 1x, star 1y, star 2x, star 2y, star 3x, star 3y, Oop, 4x, and the only thing that might happen, and it certainly could happen, is that if they could randomize in the same spot, so you could end up with a little star over a big star. So it could be some weirdness that results unless we program around it.
Yeah, let's try it without programming around it and see if
See
it
how it
seems
looks
to be.
exactly.
Yeah. See if it's like, okay, it's really got them all piled in one spot right now or something. But yeah, that could look really great having them overlapping and give more depth to the outer space vibe.
So we want for FLR, I'm kind of just flipping back and forth here, of a random number and the X values we said were, it's 128 by 128, right? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So 128.
But we don't want them to draw in the gauge area, so.
Oh, that's right, huh?
Ours is not. Well, I guess we could if they're going to be in the background behind the
Yeah, that's
gauges.
okay. We
Fine,
when we define the Y
over.
values, we can just add 64 pixels to them, and then make it out of 64. Make it a random number out of 64, and then add 64 pixels to it.
Cool.
Okay, so I think that's all that's needed there. Wait, what did I? Something doesn't look right here. What did I do? Oh, they've got this weird space in here. I don't know if it's necessary. I doubt it. Let me check and see. It does have a space in there. I wonder why they. But here it doesn't. It may not matter. They're a little inconsistent about whether they're showing a space or not.
If we ran it now, would it not work since the other stars are already kind of there to test it? Or
if we did what?
If we tried testing it now, do you think it would start drawing star one or no?
No.
I got to get more defined first.
We have to define the locations, then we have to actually draw the sprites.
Oh yeah, I didn't even know which sprite to pick.
Yeah, exactly. We're not even nowhere near there yet.
Yeah, I see.
So I think what we need to do here for R&D, here we want 64. And then
I think we did it in thirds. It's 2/3 instead of half now.
Oh, is it? Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, we changed it to thirds. Was 90 something?
Right. Calculator time.
Oh, it's up at the top of our thing too, where we draw it originally.
I have to remind myself here.
Yeah, it's like I don't remember where. Oh no, wait, that wasn't the right number. Oh yeah, 72.
$128 divided by 3. Yeah, I forget. We have to. Let me just look at the code, see what the heck we did. Oh yeah, okay. So 30. The background.
Yeah.
Draw gauge background. So yeah, it is 0 to 31. So, okay, so 32 pixels. We need to add 32 pixels. Where am I here?
128 minus 31.
Yeah, no, because that would we need to do we need to take 30 basically hold on here, what's 128 minus 32?
32, okay.
128 minus 32, 96.
There we go.
So I think what we want to do is this needs to be 96. Then we need to add 32.
What is that plus 32 for?
That bumps it from the top of the screen. So remember the coordinates start at 0, 0 on the top left.
Okay.
So we need to bump it down. So adding 32 bumps it down to here, and then the 96 pixels will be from here down to here, 96.
Okay, nice.
So the 32 is to bump it down, which is weird because it's a positive number, but it means down on the screen. Yeah. All right. So I think let's see. Let's just do the rest here. So random number. For random number 128 Okay.
Nice.
Oops. Plus 32. And we might be off by a pixel here. If we're off, we can just adjust them. No problem.
Yeah.
Can we just copy here? Let's just do this. Same numbers. Let's go. Boom.
Nice. Oh, that one's off by a space.
Oh, it sure is, isn't it?
Nice.
Okay, so this defines the positions. Now we need to create a function that draws the star locations.
Correct sprites. Okay.
Okay, and again, it doesn't really matter the placement. I guess I'll do it right here. Even though I started doing it down here.
Do you need an end function for that?
No, because I haven't created a function yet. That's just merely defining variables.
Okay, cool.
This is the end. This is the end for the entire initialization function.
Okay.
So let's go back up here. So draws background stars. So function draw background. I'm getting better at this.
Yes.
Okay.
I agree.
So we need to draw basically how many of star 1 do you want?
Oh, let's see. There's a, oh crap! How many pixels are there total?
Oh, actually,
128
wait.
times
Now that I think about it,
128?
hold on. We can't just have. We're not just going to have 4 stars. We need to have. Yeah, let's think about this for a second. How many of each star do you want?
Not so many that the background feels like filled in. You know, you wouldn't want the whole thing to be filled in. I don't know,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
like 20 of Star Wars and see how that looks. See if it feels like not enough or way too many.
20
I
of
can't. That sounds
20
like
total, or
yeah, like 20-ish, and then or 25. How does that sound to you? Does that sound like not enough or like a lot? It's hard to tell. I'm not
it's
sure
hard
how
to
many
tell.
pixels are actually going to be on the screen.
Well, the problem is that so right now I only
That's
have
great.
4 variables. We're going to need variables for each of the stars.
Okay.
See what I mean? So right now we only have 4 stars, but we need to have we're going to need more variables than this.
What are the other variables?
Well, these are only 4 stars, and if we want to have 2 different star number 1s in 2 different locations, we need 2 different x's and y values for those 2 stars for star number 1. So what we need?
So you'd need to do that, duplicate that like 20 times, or
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, maybe there's a better way to do it. There might be a way to. I mean,
is there a way to just define that somewhere with like one line, like there's 20 star 1x and 20 star 1y? Or I'm down. You just copy and paste it 20 times.
yeah. The problem that I see. I mean, so let me think, because
scrolling past that every time is going to be a little annoying.
yeah, it's okay. Code is always like that.
Fair.
I'm sure there's a faster way to do it. Let's just brute force it.
Brute force it.
Okay, so let me rethink this here.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Star 1.
Okay. But if you just did num instead of number for shorter hand.
No, I like these longer variables.
Okay.
It's just easier to. I mean, it's totally clear exactly what it is, you know.
Yeah. Number 2xy.
Oops, star. It's very easy to lose track here. Star 1, number 2, y. star 1 number 3 x star 1 number 3 y.
I love this.
I mean, there's probably a more elegant way to do this. I'm sure of it.
This is beautiful.
This is just a total brute force way to do it.
It's great. Oh, wait, never mind. I thought there was a typo, but I was wrong.
So let's say, how about we do 10 of star number 1?
Yeah, I was like, let's try to do less first and see how it looks.
Exactly. So
I'm even fine with just 5 for now and just get a few stars going and see if they're functioning properly and then do a whole bunch of them. Yes. This is going to be so badass.
Nine x. Okay. So let's little copy and paste action here.
Yeah.
Oops. I guess I can just do this actually. Okay. Okay, we want just the x's here, right? X, 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 X. Then Y right here, including the space, I think. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, missed one there. There we go.
Damn it. There you go.
This is the totally inelegant way to do this, I'm sure.
It makes sense.
All right, so let's get this working. I think here we can probably do well. No, let me think.
Because we're gonna basically need to define what star 1 is in this function here.
Yeah, I was just thinking if there's a way just to create a loop to automatically do them, which I'm sure there is, but you know, if this is going to run, this isn't just going to run once. Although maybe it will. I mean, we don't need to. Do we need to redraw this every? Yeah, because the screen gets cleared. We need to. There's a screen clear function every 30th of a second. So yeah, we do need to basically redraw this.
Screen clear function. In the screen clear function, can you put like a thing for it to not clear the background?
No.
No? Okay.
No. I don't think there's a way to do that in this environment. All right, so let's draw the background. How do we draw a sprite again? Let's see here. Sprite. Where are the sprites? Sprites. Number, X, and Y. Okay, so SPR, and we want sprite number. And here we want sprite number 192.
Nice.
And we want star 1 number 1 X star 1 number 1 Y.
I love this. So cool. Now you just do that for all 10 of them.
Mm-hmm. Star 1, number 2, X. Star 1, number 2, Y.
Nice.
Star. This is so tedious, but that's okay. This is the kind of thing where you do it once and then it works, right? It's fine.
Yeah. Nice. It's gonna be so cool.
It will.
I'm curious about it since we made a sprite that's technically just one pixel
Mm-hmm.
with the color, but there's also, all the other pixels of the black
Mm-hmm.
because it's technically an 8x8 pixel.
I mean, there's probably a
sprite.
better way to do this because you probably don't even, now that I think about it. Okay, hold on. Now that I think about it, the 1 pixel ones don't even need to be a sprite. We can just create a function that randomly draws 10, 10 1 pixel rectangles
Gray
on the screen.
pixels. Oh, instead, because then we don't have all that black
And
space.
it'll
I'm
be able
kind
to
of
go right up
imagining
to
it's like the same.
it'll be able to go right up to the edge as well.
Yeah.
All right, I changed my mind. This is not what we're going to do. As much as I thought this was a good idea, this is. But let me think.
Yeah, we could still run this and see how it looks if you wanted, but
Yeah,
that's
we just don't actually need.
something I just thought about.
We don't actually need sprites for that.
At least for the 1 pixel ones,
Yeah, for the 1
potentially.
pixel ones, we don't exactly.
And but that might even make it easier to do a 1 pixel sprite of 2 different colors, so have 2 different ones, have some gray and some white, without
Right, that's
having to
true.
type out.
That's true. You can color them easily. Okay, so
And gray and white.
now
That
we
would be
need to do
really
a
cool.
1 pixel rectangle. How the heck do we do a rectangle? Let's see.
Rec fill?
Yes.
Rect fill, I think.
Shapes rect. Yeah, rect fill. Okay. Yep. Right. So we want x. Let's see. This is x0, y0. Oh yeah. Okay. x1, y1. Those will be the same because we're just drawing a 1 pixel rectangle.
Yeah, so you'll just want it random 128 and random the same way that we had it before, right?
Yeah, we can still use these variables.
One. Okay,
These
cool.
these variables are useful. We just need rectangles, not sprites, for that one.
Yeah.
So rect fill.
Oh, rect fill. Oh, cool.
Let's see. We want
Star 1.
Star 1, number 1, X. Star 1, number 1, Y. Now this is going to look weird because it's basically going to go to the same coordinate. It's going to give us a 0.
Wait, but those can be any 2 random numbers, and then it's going to fill in a rectangle between those 2 dots instead of making it a 1 pixel dot. So we need some sort of limiter to where they're like 1 pixel.
No, all we do is do the same variables again.
What do you mean? Oh, you put it in there twice?
Yep. Because remember, the rectangles are defined in terms of the x, y of the 2 different corners. So you have an xy for one corner and xy of the other corner. And if they're the same, it should give us a one pixel rectangle. Because when you have a rectangle of 0 width, it still gives you a pixel.
Is there any way we could test it with the first star, or do we need to fill in all 10?
No, we'll test it here. We need a color here. What color is that?
Yeah, I don't know.
7 is white.
Yeah.
7. Yeah. Nice. So okay, let me let's end this function. And if this works, we'll come back. So we need to actually use that function now. So so in the draw function, way down at the bottom.
Draw background.
Yep, we need to. So clear the screen. That draws the gauges. then the timer. Oh wait, yeah, that's the gauge background, then the gauges, and then let's do this.
Will it
We'll have the
randomize
stars first.
Is it going to randomize the stars then every time?
No, because that's just, the variables are defined in the initialization function. It's only going to run once.
Oh, okay.
The
Cool.
initialization function runs once at the beginning, and then everything else runs 30 times a second. So basically, we're defining the variables once, and then we're redrawing the same locations 30 times a second after the screen's been created
Cool.
before the sprites are drawn.
Cool.
So the sprites should show up
Nice.
on top of the stars if we've done this correctly. And I think if we run it now, it'll probably work. There's our star.
Oh my gosh.
And let's just
That's so
test.
cool.
And then yeah, look, if you can just go right over it.
Behind him.
Oh wait.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, hold on here. It works, right?
Yeah, it's going behind him, I think. He's so fast.
Oh yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
behind him.
It is per. Okay, so we just need to do that times 10.
10 more times. And then we could just do that 10 times with the gray color. That'll already look like a lot. And then probably just do like maybe 5 of the 4-pointed stars and like 2 or 3
Yeah,
the other one
exactly.
or something.
So let's do. I know this is going to be super tedious because it's a lot of, number 2, star 1, number 2, star 1, number 2.
I know we're doing good.
Good job.
Oh, okay.
Do you want that?
No, I'm okay, thank you.
That's good. Oh, sorry about that.
It's okay. Am I in your way?
Yes, a little bit.
What?
Isn't it? Couldn't get my leg. Thank you, my love.
We have our 2 desks squeezed into our bedroom here, so and Susan's working from home today, so
Nice. Yeah, we've got the same setup actually.
okay. Number 4.
Oh.
This works so well. I really am getting good at this, aren't I?
You are.
I mean, I feel like I'm improving as we're going here.
Yeah, you're posing problems and then like immediately just saying how we write it. Like, so we want to create this. You would write it like this, so I need to figure out how to do that in this language.
And I'm sure there's a more elegant way to do this.
I like this way. Yeah, unless there was some way to say, run that 10 times for 10 different numbers, but
I'm sure there's a way to create a function that passes the numbers in 1 through 10 and does it automatically, but I don't know how to do that, and that's fine. So this is old school programming here.
Yeah.
We are eating up some of our tokens, though, I noticed. So
yeah, that's okay.
I think it's okay. We're still, look how much we've done, and we're not even an eighth of the way full here. So
yeah, if it comes to crunching time, we'll know that this is somewhere that maybe we can create some shorthand and free up a lot of space.
Exactly.
Especially because I was thinking of doing a couple other backgrounds by the end, but right now I'm so excited about this space background. I'm not even sure if I care about other ones, but
well, there's something awesome about going minimalist in these old retro games,
There is, and just a big old fight out in space is pretty cool for a Dragon Ball Z game. It makes a lot of sense.
You know what's weird about this way of doing it is once in a great while they're all going to show up in the same in the same pixel.
That'd be so cool. It's like, what? There's only 1 star.
Yeah, we could actually calculate the odds of that happening. It's pretty minuscule, but the one time it happens, whoa.
Yeah, it'll be the rare battle.
I'm not going to worry about that weird edge case for now.
No. I guess if we're playing it a lot and they seem to just keep grabbing the same spots, maybe there's some sort of way to write in that star 2 can't go where star 1 is, star
right, exactly.
3 can't go where star 1 or 2 is, and star 4 can't go where star 1, 2, or 3 are.
Basically, create a variable, and then unless it's the same as a previous variable, then create another one. Just keep There would be a way
Yeah.
to do it. It might even be a
Yeah.
fun, nice to have down the road kind of thing. Okay, so
Yeah.
now it should work.
Oh, dude. That's so cool.
And if we run it again, difference.
This
Check
is
it
gonna
out.
be so dope.
Check out our
Yeah, and
stars.
they're all
Willow.
going behind you.
Oh.
This is so cool.
Oh.
This is gonna randomize the background.
Let's do let's do the rest of them now.
Let's do some gray stars next. Can we do that? Just double up the stars, but do the next 10, the exact same thing you just did, but with the gray star.
Yeah, I need to create 10 more sets of variables to do that.
Yeah, would you be able to just copy and paste that whole thing?
Why don't we look at a couple of them first and see if you like the way the gray ones look?
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Which is number 6. So what we'll do, we can just change half of these to 6.
Yeah, good idea. Good idea.
And that way, just see if you like it before we do it.
Yeah, we're gonna play around with other colors that way too.
Can't even notice.
Yeah, I was like, from my screen, I don't even think I can tell.
I can, but you got to look really carefully, and I'm not even sure that matters. They look so similar. Who cares? Half of those are gray, half are white.
Yeah, I think that.
I think white's the way to go. It just doesn't. There's no. I mean, there is a difference, but you really have to kind of get up close and squint to even notice.
Yeah, I was thinking more so if we added more of them to just do the others in a different color. I mean, even though it would be
well, we can
very
always
minuscule. But
let's get the other ones working, and then we can always add more.
Do it.
You don't want too
because
many.
The other ones are gonna actually call on a sprite. Those ones don't call on a sprite.
Exactly.
And we can erase that other. We can erase sprite 196 now. I mean, or at any time.
Oh yeah. We'll keep it for now. We can delete it here in a second. Okay, so here we want star 2 number 1 x, star 2 number 1 y. Let's do 5 of these.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. 5 and then 3 of the X or the 8-pointed star.
Well, we've got.
Oh, and there's a little X star too.
Yeah,
Maybe just do like 2 or 3 of those also.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll
just try. We can always delete too. We know how to do it now. So
exactly.
Oh wait, what happened here? I started doing star 3 accidentally. Star 2. Okay, and so same thing. We want to just copy these. So X, 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 and Y. Okay. Now here we need sprites. So SPR, what sprite number is that? 193. And here we only need 2 numbers because the sprite just has a single location. So star 2 number 1x, star 2 number 1y. That should give us one of those. Let's run it. And it does. Check it out. Oh, did I lose you?
Sorry, I had myself muted. I didn't.
Oh, that's okay.
I forgot. Yeah, no, that looks awesome, and it's behind you and everything.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yes.
Yeah.
That looks fantastic.
Okay, let's do a couple
Really
more.
turning into space.
What's that?
I said it's really turning into space.
It is. It's cool again. I love this kind of retro stuff. This is great.
This is great.
So star 2, number 2. I'm just gonna test to make sure before I do it all. Let's make sure should get 2 of them. Yep, there they are.
Nice.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be cool again. Okay. That's very fun.
So dope. I love that it's randomized.
So 2, number 4.
I'm glad we decided to do this today. This is pretty fun.
Yeah, this is cool. It adds just a little sexy candy to it, you know?
It does. Oh, I forgot about playing around with the music element. I haven't messed with that
That's
at
okay.
all.
We could at
I
least
completely
we
forgot
could just
I
look
had
and see how it
access.
works. I haven't of everything about PICO-8. That's the one I've spent the least time looking at. So
Oh, cool.
okay, here we go.
Nice.
And if I do it again, different places.
Dude. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm thinking more of the little dots would be good too. The little pixel, just the 1 pixel ones, like at least 5 more
Mm-hmm.
so far still.
Yeah. Let's get the other ones working.
Like, just do later, just
What do you
throwing
think
that out
about
there.
3 each of the other of the bigger ones?
Yes.
That sound good
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
for now. Star 3,
Yeah.
number 1 X. Actually, let's star 3, number 1 Y.
Is this the 8-pointed star or the little 5?
That can be
dots?
whichever one you want. I mean, probably the little gray one, the little X.
Okay.
3 of those and three
Yeah.
of those. I'm not even sure about the, as I look at it, I'm not sure about the gray. I mean, we'll check it out. The nice thing about having the sprite generator is you can just change it on the fly. If you don't like it, you go, okay, now it's white.
Exactly.
Boom.
Boom.
Boom. So all we need to do now is come down into the draw function. And let's copy this, and we'll make a few edits. Okay, so we need sprite 194 now. And we want star 3, number 1. Star 3, number 1. And that should give us 1. Oop, I typed that.
Yeah. Perfect.
There we go. Let's see how it goes. Run. There it is.
There it is. Boom. There it is.
Do you think these stars are... I mean, I kind of like the little stars. I think as these stars get bigger, they get more distracting, I don't know. Let's
I couldn't tell yet.
I don't know either. Yeah, let's just do a few and we'll check it out, Okay, so copy this. Like, we may not even need this little X-shaped one,
Yeah.
Might just be extraneous.
Yeah, I want to see it in there and see how it looks. I was even thinking of putting like a planet in the background, either Earth or
Yeah.
Namek, with the 2 big planets from the series, but have them really small. Just one populates somewhere, so it's like they're fighting in front of a planet somewhere.
Sure. Anything's possible.
Or that could even be the different stages. Like one has Earth in the background and one has Namek in the background. And one has destroyed Namek in the background. Yeah, I don't know. I do like it with the other bigger stars coming into play.
Do you?
I think I want more of the tinier stars too.
Yeah. Okay. So let's add the third type of star. This one.
Yeah.
And let's add 3
Yeah,
of
for
those,
sure.
and then we'll add a bunch more of the small ones. Sound good?
Yes, sounds great.
Okay, so we need to come up here. Now we need star 4 number 1x.
Nice. 3.
Oh, did I miss something? Oh no, yeah. Star 4 number 3y.
Oh, my bad.
That's right?
Yeah, yeah, I just missaw it.
I do love programming. It's so much fun. I don't know if I'd like the pressure of it in a corporate environment, but it's awfully fun to make something. It's like wizardry. I love it.
Yes, I agree. I agree with everything you just said. Yeah, it's therapeutic and wizardry.
So let's copy this one.
So cool. It's like making something.
Making something from
Which is
nothing. I love it. It's amazing.
yeah, just like writing some stuff and then boom, you have this game happening.
Okay, so this is going to work just fine. So, except I should have copied the other one. Okay, this is 195, star 4, number 2. Oops. Star 4, number 2. I'm going to copy this one, so I'll have to do this again. There we go.
Yes.
Oops. Star 4, number 3. Star 4, number 3. And that should give us all of our stars. Except, it's funny, they're all on the left side.
Nice. Yeah, we need more of the little stars. And maybe we'll just do one of the bigger ones.
I think, yeah, the bigger ones are a little distracting, aren't they?
Yeah, I think maybe just one of them would be pretty cool. With the
look at these
rest
two. Look
that
at
we
these
have
two
going
right here
on.
that ended up spawning right on top of each other. That's fine.
Oh yeah, they did. Huh?
That's fine. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's fine.
yeah, that looks fine.
Space
Yeah,
is
I
like
think
that.
take out 2 of the biggest ones, so there's
Okay.
only one 8-pointed star coming in, and then I think we could like double the amount of the little ones, even though I know it's a
Okay.
lot. But
No, it's okay. So let's. So you want to get rid of? You only want one of the big ones.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay. So
And
we
I
need.
like the amount of the rest of them, except I want more of the 1 pixels.
So star 4. We only want one. Number 1x, number 1y. So these go away.
Yes. Yeah.
And then these 2 lines can go away.
Yeah.
Those 2 lines can go away,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Okay. So let's
Yep.
draw. Let's draw it now. That looks pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it.
And then, yeah, you're right. We need more small stars, don't we?
Yeah. I think maybe 5 more whites and just throw in a few gray ones just for the gray and the others.
Okay, so let
Kind of draw
me
more
create some
gray.
room here. So we're at star 1. So let's bump this down.
Yeah.
And here we want to basically copy these 2 lines.
Exactly.
Except I want to give myself
Like
a little room here so I can see what I'm doing.
5 to 10 times.
So star 1, number 11. And 11. Right?
Yep.
And then
Yep.
we want number 12.
Yep.
And number 13. 14. We're going to do up to 20, right?
Yeah, let's just go for 20 and see if it looks too much.
Yep.
And
Always,
then delete
always
some.
delete them.
Yeah.
This is so over the top. I love it.
Thank you. I'm glad you have the patience for this.
I do actually. Well, this is great. This is the kind of like totally solvable, problem.
Yeah, I love it. And the artist in me is like, yes, more. Yeah, I love the little details.
My only concern is that with the given the stars are pretty bright and pretty large in a couple cases, um, the Frieza sprite is pretty large and white as well. So it makes the more white stuff we add on the screen, the less distinct Frieza becomes on the screen.
Yeah, that's part of the reason I was thinking of some gray and putting gray in there, not just white, was to help Frieza hopefully stand out more and to add a little bit of depth to the stars. And also, I thought it might help with like eyes, like looking at just like the brightness.
Okay, so we got all of our.
Nice,
Let's
perfect.
delete that. Get rid of these extra spaces. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, now we come down here. We need to create some more rectangles.
Yes.
Let's just copy this one. We can change the number of the color of some of them easily enough. Let's just get them on the screen.
Exactly.
Okay, so we get, this is going to be a little tedious here. Star 1 number 11, star 1 number 11. Yeah. We have to do it twice here.
Yep.
Okay.
Nice.
This is, you know, the fact that I'm quite detail oriented is helping me here.
Same.
Oops.
It's very satisfying.
It is, actually. That's why people go into this line of work, I think. It's just, you know, super precise, and when it works, like, hey, now I can go party the rest of the day. All right.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, plus you get to make whatever you want.
The hard thing about this line of work, though, and I catch myself doing it, I mean, I used to be like this when I worked at Apple, which is not programming per se, but it was programming like. I was basically creating long-form XML documents. There were times when it was just like, God, I'm stuck. I can't, my mind can't help but keep churning away, and I'd go home, and my mind would still be working on it all evening, no matter what I did, you know.
Mm.
So this kind of work is great when it works, but when it doesn't, it's like, oh, it's all consuming.
It's the problem solving.
I'm not great at turning off my problem solving brain.
But if you're having fun and you're enjoying it, yeah.
Okay.
What you gotta do, you need to remember to take those breaks.
Yes.
Have rest.
That's why it's actually been nice being
falls
able to
on
do
you.
this every few days. Like, you know, let's step away from it and let it percolate, come up with new ideas. And you know, if I were doing this every day all day, I think I would probably go insane. I don't think I'd be great at that, but you never know. I mean, the work I did at Apple was very much like this, except it was writing content, but also randomizing it using variables and programming the screen layout of it. And it was, I could show you some of the documents that I used to make, and they're crazy, you know.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I don't even know why I know any of this stuff, to be honest. I don't remember. I must have watched YouTube videos about it at some point or something.
What's that?
Like coding and programming, because I haven't done anything with it before, really. So I was like, I know most of this stuff. Well, I had friends that were very much into computers and games, so maybe I learned more from them than I realized.
Well, I'd like to think if I've done my job right here, you should be able to read this code and understand the lion's share of what's going on. If you can't read it,
for sure.
I've been a lazy programmer, I think. You know.
Oh no, I read it, especially with all the talking we've done and all the cheat sheets.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, and I have some sort of awareness about it. Boom. Let's go.
Okay. Run.
Oh, there we go.
I think you're right. Let's make some of them gray. Let's try it. Let's make 10 through 20 gray.
Yeah, 6.
could make them all gray if you wanted, but you know, I don't know. What if we did this? Let me humor me. Let me try something here.
Yes.
Okay. I know this is going to be a little crazy, but let me try it. If you don't like it, easy to change.
I love it.
0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, got it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, this is just in the pure experimentation category. Let's try that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, this is going to be one of those love it or hate it kind of things, probably. Too much? Too much, huh?
I'm wondering about maybe doing some purple in there. Maybe either instead of red, do purple, or do some of do 2 red and 3 purple.
Yeah.
Yeah, do 2 red and 3 purple.
Okay, so
Which one was red?
Red was
8?
yeah.
I think 8
I think
is
8
red.
was red. Yeah.
So switch it out for 3. Switch 3 of them out with 3, I think.
Which is wait, I don't know why I stuck at the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 is purple.
Or we can do the 3 purple as well.
Let's do that. So we said 8 was
Yeah,
so
8 was red. So keep 2 of them and then make 3 of those purple.
13, right? That we said.
Yeah, 13 or 3.
I think we want
Try
bright.
each of them.
They're there. There's a couple of them on the left side there.
I still want more.
You want more?
I love it. Yeah, I love it. It looks great, actually.
I mean,
yeah,
we could, if you want them
like
darker, we could use the
stars.
dark colors so they blend into the background more. Not these bright colors. We could go for these darker colors. I'm not sure if that's a good idea or not.
I like the way it's looking right now. But I feel like, yeah, now we could add in more white ones. Oh, dude, it's so fun. I definitely feel like they're fighting in a galaxy. Or maybe add in a planet. Try to make just like an Earth-looking planet and see what a planet looks like in the background.
I have no idea how to make an Earth-looking planet. You mean just like a circle?
Just be a circle with indiscriminate green and blue blobs.
Right, but
Do
so
like
the problem is we'd have to
and then
program
add in
that. We'd have to get out some graph paper and
do a sprite.
yeah. Well, we can't just do it. Oh, you mean a sprite?
Yeah, a sprite.
A sprite. Okay, gotcha. I gotcha.
Yeah, yeah, a sprite, and then do like a green circle or like a blue circle.
Let's save
and
our
add in
work.
green blocks. Yes, great idea.
Okay, let's.
Dude, that looks so cool.
Okay, so you want a planet?
Yeah, let's try to make a planet.
What color do you want the main color of your planet to be?
Blue.
Like this bright blue, like earthy blue?
Yep. We're gonna make Earth. Yeah, biggest circle we can make.
this is about the biggest circle you can make in a square.
Yeah, it is.
All right, and you want
Boom. And then indiscriminate green blobs. Yeah, I'm not
like
sure which of the two
dark green or
greens.
bright green.
I'm not sure.
Let's
We
start
might
with
change it. Well, yeah, let's just try one and yeah.
no. I mean,
Yeah, dude.
I don't know. Is this looking good at all? I have no idea.
Yeah. Yeah, we can start with that and just see what it looks like in the background.
Okay, and that's sprite number 196. Okay. So we need to. You want to. We need to randomize the position of it, right?
Yeah.
All right. So let's call this planet 1. No, wait.
There'll be the only one.
Only one
also.
planet. Okay, planet.
Only one planet.
Planet X. Planet Y.
Sorry, that's funny. Yeah,
All right,
great.
so let's just take
Planet
this and go like boom. And then
Boom.
take one of these. Go there. Now we can just draw our planet. Okay, yeah, we need to get these. Okay, let's do the planet on top of it. We don't want stars on the planet, right? So we'll draw the planet last. Okay, that should do it.
Dude. That's so cool. Is there any way we can make it bigger?
Yes, I do think there is a way to do that. And I think if I go back and look at the manual, when you draw a sprite, which is where sprites, width and height, and I think it's I think so. I think what we want to do is 2, 2 after this.
Sick, yeah, just double it. That would be so cool.
I think that doubles the size of the sprite. Okay, that didn't work. So why didn't that work? I need to go back.
Oh
and
my
look
God.
I need to look at the
That's
manual
cool.
here. SPR. How do sprites work? Actually, I can probably do it here in this guide. Let's find sprites. Okay, SPR. Here we go. How many tiles wide to draw from the sprite sheet? Default 1. Oh, okay. I think we actually have to draw. Okay, hold on. I need to draw. Provide the XY position. Okay. You may optionally provide width and height arguments to draw sprites larger than a single. Okay. Tiles, not pixels. Okay, so 2, 2. Why didn't that work? Why didn't that work? Sometimes the planet's off the screen. Okay, but that's, I'm totally confused because it should be working. Like, for example here, this is a sprite that is bigger, 16 by 16 sprite. Sprite 1, yeah, okay, 20, that's the XY coordinates, and then 2, 2 to make it. Draw, stretch a rectangle of the sprite sheet.
Bigger number and just see, just to try. Like 4, 4.
Sure. No harm done. Let's try it. unless you have to
Nope.
define let's try this. I bet you what you have to do. How do you? I'm going to try an experiment here. Let's. Ugh, I don't know how to do this. Okay, I'm not an artist. Hmm. Oops. Something's wrong here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait, did I do 5? Yeah. I'm gonna. I pretty much suck at this, so I
I'm just learning.
we'll fill it in a little bit here in a minute.
Ah, right.
Wait, that's not right. Is that right? Yeah.
No, that's right. Yeah, and then the bottom corner, the bottom right corner.
We're just gonna get something. We'll start making it rounder looking here in a second. Okay. So I could never be a digital artist. I would be terrible at it. Wait, what did I do? Like that, okay. Trying to do it in parallel here. No. Wait.
Yeah,
Is
you
that
can
right?
keep
Yeah,
going.
that's right.
You can see if you want, but yeah, that's matching still. Boom.
Okay, that looks pretty good.
There's a blown up version of
Let's
it. Yeah.
just, yeah, let's see if we, so this is Sprite 199 now. So let's go back to our code and plug in Sprite 199 and see now if it says, if we do 2 by 2, we're saying, give me a big Sprite based on, there it is. That's how it works.
Oh. Oh, so it's putting the 4 of them together.
Into a single Sprite number. Yes, exactly.
Ah, okay.
Based on the top left number one right here.
Okay, so that's how we have to draw them out then.
Yep. So now we need to add some green stuff here. How come I can't
Green
see?
stuff.
How come I can't see my Sprite here though? What's going on?
Can we go back and look at it a little bit
Oh,
longer,
I
just
see.
while it still looks like this, and see if we want it this size or not? Maybe try flying in front of it, and yeah, I guess that is a pretty good size.
I don't think 1.5 is an option. I think it's size 1 or size 2.
Yeah. I think I like this size. I think I like it being that big.
Big bold flavor. Okay. Let's add some
Green blobs. Nice.
Somewhat arbitrarily here.
Maybe you can mix in the 2 greens.
Maybe. Let's just get it
Do
working
like
first.
a dot or 2 of it. Nice.
Oh, that's too much green, probably.
Nah. Boom.
To me, that doesn't look like they look like little islands rather than continents, but
That's kind of perfect.
Well, at least it works. I wonder if
Oh,
I
dude.
wonder if now that we have the see, this is going to be what's weird about it. It's going to do that sometimes. That's
I think
okay.
the planet's the only one we should try to restrict at some point. I think the stars are all fine to be like half off the screen and stuff,
Yeah. Well,
but I think it'd be cool
I
to
think
get
if
the planet
I
on.
can probably fix that right now because we're
Oh,
basically
cool.
saying we come up here to let's see. So it would be 16 pixels wide. So we basically want it to be. We need to take 128 minus 16, which is what 112.
Yeah. Right.
And then for the y
Yeah.
value, we want to subtract 12 from 96, which is 84.
Yep.
Okay, now it should never show up off the screen.
Cool.
You still like these bigger stars, even though to me they're just kind of distracting now that I see them. But I don't know. Do you like them?
I do like them.
Do you like
Yeah,
the
I think they look
multicolor?
cool.
Do you like the multicolor stars or
I
no?
do. I do like the multicolor stars. I'm thinking more of just the white or gray stars could go in there still.
Mm-hmm.
And even I'm thinking that some of them could go in, be drawn after the planet, so there's a possibility that some go over the planet as well.
That doesn't make any sense because
So
if the stars are always going to be the stars are huge, and the only way they're going to be that small is if they're really distant.
just the pixel, the single pixel.
Yeah, but you'll never have a
Well, yeah, because of how far away they are
yeah.
from the
That'll
planet.
never look right. Yeah. So so you want more of the small white ones?
Yeah,
Yeah.
at some point.
Let's do it.
You want to do that now or not?
Sure. Yeah. Why
Yeah,
not? Who cares?
let's do it.
Except let's see. So you want how many more? 10 more?
Sure. Yeah, let's do 10 more. 30 stars.
Star 1, number 21X. Star 1, number 21Y.
This is so fun. Yeah, now I'm thinking for the different stages, literally all I want to change is that planet. I'll just put them in different, fighting in front of different
You
planets.
can do that. Sure, that'd be easy actually.
Those would be the different stages. Yeah, those would be the different stages.
Because I could just say if it's
I
round
don't
one,
like
then
it
draw
for
this star. If
speed.
it's round 2, then draw this planet. If it's round 2, draw that planet.
Exactly. Then that's the only thing you'd have to change for the different rounds on the programming side. You have a different feel. Yeah, and I could figure out. I already know the 3 planets I want.
Star 1, number 28X. Star 1, number 28Y. Okay, let's get our values here. So that's an X, X, X. You know, it's funny when I worked at Applia, there were several of us that were gamers there, and without fail, the people that were gamers that were working on stuff, whenever they'd be working on something, if they were like finishing something up, they go pew, like it's a little video game. Pew, pew,
That's
pew.
great.
Yeah, it's like. In fact, it's a trick I came across. If I ever need to convince myself to be excited about work, I treat it like I'm playing the work video game today. Even if it's just like a meeting, I'm playing the work meeting video game today. You know.
I've got basically a game for that on my phone. It's called Finch. It's like you have this little thing you put in like different things you want to do for a day, and then you get rewards for doing your stuff in a
Right.
day.
Yeah, like a quest, just like a quest log. You know, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like a quest log.
Okay, so we're gonna copy this one. We're gonna paste it. And let's see, we want star one number 21x, 21y. And you wanted a bunch of white ones, you said, right?
Yeah.
So we'll change this to white.
Maybe a few grays, but I'm thinking white. Yeah. With the other colorful background colors.
And white was what? It was 7.
7.
It's funny. I have a totally different set of color associations because the colors in the old computer system I had when I was a kid, which was programmed in BASIC, they were all numbered as well, but the numbers are totally different. So this is messing me up. Like, what the hell is yellow? You know, I know what it was in my old computer system when I was a kid, like by heart, but.
That's so funny. Yeah, it's a new language. I'm getting used to them being numbered.
Mm-hmm. So we change it to 22.
I don't even know how to ask this. I saw the link for like a hidden color palette. I don't know if you know anything about the hidden color palette.
I saw it, but I didn't look at how to do it.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I wasn't sure because it just has some numbers there, so I wasn't sure if you just type in those numbers and those hidden colors work, or if
I'm
there's
not
more
sure.
to it.
There might be more to it. I bet you there's more to it.
That's what I figured, and I wasn't sure if you already knew or not.
I don't.
But I've been curious about if I should look at those colors. I haven't really been thinking about those colors at all, but I do have it saved in a screenshot, so just in case those colors were available to you to think about for the art.
Mm-hmm.
So far, I'm not. I have those all blocked out of my head, like they're on a do not use list.
All right, we're getting there. Halfway there.
Halfway there. Halfway there. Well, halfway.
Looks good.
Yes.
6. We're definitely using up some of our tokens for
I
this.
noticed.
But that's okay. I think the rest of the game is not going to be anywhere near as wordy as this. So, but you know, don't want to be err on the side of being conservative here. I don't want to go crazy. After we do this, we will definitely switch into starting to get some other fight mechanics going.
Yeah. Oh, that's gonna be so cool. Yeah, that background is so dope. It was a good idea to do all those fun colors. I kind of want to see the 13s switched for the 3 instead, and see that other purple and see if that looks brighter or not.
Oh, what did I do? 8.
I was looking out the window.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we can do that in a minute.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm not sure which one I like more, but. Nice.
One more. Number 30.
Nice. Yeah, I think we'll be done after this.
Yeah, it was funny because my internet connectivity issues last time. Twitch automatically broke the stream up into little mini streams, and one of them was unintentionally funny. I'll see if I can find it. It was basically just like me sitting here going, staring and thinking and staring and thinking. At the end, I just go, I don't know. It was pretty funny. Gotta give up.
Oh, that's pretty funny. Aw, dude. Let's go.
Wait a minute. Yeah, it's working, right? There you go.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Boom. Check it out, man. What do you think of our pretty backgrounds, my love?
Oh, I love it. Oh, wow.
Got a planet in there and everything.
Oh, wow. I love it.
And the timer count stops at 0.
Which I
Doesn't
know
do
is
anything.
what-
It just stops.
But I know that's what you were saying you needed to do.
Yep. And all right. So far, so good.
So far, so great.
Yeah, I'd say
Can we
so.
try switching that 13 to the 3 real quick?
Yeah, and I think we're not going to need this sprite anymore. Let's just leave it for now, I guess. But yes. Which ones do you want to switch?
With the color 13 to 3.
The dark
So
purple.
just erase the one off of there. Yeah, I want to try it with that.
This one right here.
Yeah.
3 and 3 and 3.
Yep.
Am I just not seeing them? Where are they?
I was like, I don't see them so far. I can't tell if they're maybe all behind this planet or something.
Maybe.
The planet did go a little off.
Wait a minute here.
Are they just blending into the background that well?
0, 1, 2. You mean 2, not 3. 0, 1, 2.
Oh, that's 0. That's right.
Yeah.
Because they're turning green. That's right.
That's what it is.
Yeah. That's
2,
what it is.
2 and 2. There we go. There you go. That works.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I like those ones better.
Mm-hmm.
Dead.
Wait, which key was? Boom! Dead.
Dude, that looks fantastic.
I'm gonna get a screenshot of this.
Yes, get a screenshot of that.
Boom.
Oh my gosh, there's the timer at 69 too. Just by accident. Or that's at least when it flashed on my screen. It's awesome. Dude, this looks great.
It's looking pretty good.
Yeah, I'm so excited to show everybody. They're like, what the heck?
So let's
Cool.
Let's save our work.
Yes.
Save
Great idea.
fight. Yes. Okay. Let me go back to our checklist here. We've created a background Starfield. Boom.
Yeah. Nice.
Now, create variables for tracking round numbers. Okay, so I wanted, this is an super easy thing. It's just a little bit of groundwork for next time.
Nice.
So let's see. Boy, goodness, this is a lot of variables.
Yeah, it is. I love that. It's so cool.
Variable for tracking round numbers. Round equals 1. Start at round 1. Actually, it could be round 0. If you're at round 0, you're like doing something else. But
yeah, round 0 is the first fight.
But actually, I think what we want to do is have, probably need to have a variable for which, like a variable that tells you what state the overall game is in. Like like let's call it like screen. Screen 1 would be the character selection screen. Screen 2 would be the game screen. Screen 3 might be a game over, started, press X to start again kind of screen.
Yeah.
But that's different from the rounds. So let me think now. So before we do anything else, think about what you want the overall experience to be. You start the game up, and you're instantly thrown into the character selection screen. I think that makes perfect sense. Or maybe an intro screen of some sort, like a artwork,
Yeah.
a title, even if
Press
it's
start.
yeah, press start or whatever. And then we do the character selection screen, and then we start into the rounds. But do you want like before the game actually starts? Do you want like a countdown, like a 3, 2, 1, start?
Probably, or something similar to that. Yeah.
Or like fight, even if it's just fight, and then the round
Yeah.
starts.
Maybe it doesn't actually count down, but yeah, there's like a 3-second delay or something. It
Mm-hmm.
displays the word fight, and then the characters can begin moving.
Right. So I don't want to do it yet because I don't want to mess up what we've already got. I just want to be thinking about it right now. So because that tells me like some of the things we've done, like if it's looking for key presses, you need to say if someone presses this key and you're on screen number 2 and the fight is actually started. I'll have to add some conditions into looking for the key presses to start the fight.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to do that yet, so I'm just kind of thinking it through, and I don't want to mess anything up right now, so I'm not going to do it just yet. Well, at least now we're in round 1. It doesn't do anything. We have a variable for tracking round 1, so let's knock that off the list. This is my kind of tasks here, create variables for tracking round numbers, done. We created star sprites, that's done. Okay, now here's the hard thing we were hoping to do today. Make player turn around when next to the opponent. So let's let me go back and look at what we did for player movement. Yeah, let's get rid of these extra spaces here.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, player movement. Oops. Okay, we need to go farther down. Draw gauges. Here we go. Game logic here. Move player 0. Let me remind myself what we did. If button 0 is pressed and the player 0 grid X is greater than 0, and blah, 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 or blah, blah, blah. Remember, some really work to get that right, so we don't want to mess with it. Player 0 grid X. Okay, then move left and flip it. And then that ends. So these are just a bunch of if statements. So that's fine because we can add new if statements without messing with anything that already works. I think we can pick up right here and go if let's see, I gotta remind myself of these button numbers. 0 is left. Okay. Oh, and we're gonna have to do the same thing for moving player 1. So.
Yeah.
All right. So if btn
0, 1.
yeah 0, 1 and player, it's going to be very similar to the first line. Player 0 grid X is less than, oops, and I gotta go up and look at this line up here. Let me think.
Less
Because
than
we're only
player
concerned
one.
about the cases now because we've dealt with movement. We're only concerned with the
Would it be,
cases. We don't need that because we're already.
would it be as less than player one grid X?
Say again. I'm sorry.
Would it be something along the lines of it's less than player one grid X?
No, I think. Well, what this does here is make sure that you can't fly off the screen.
Yeah.
We already dealt with that though, so I think what we need to do now is go. If player 0, the other player, grid X. Wait a minute here. Oh yeah, it's weird because we're calling that 1, and yeah, I wish I'd been a little more careful about that. That's okay. It's gonna be fine. So let me think. What has to happen if the button is pressed and the players are next to each other, but facing the wrong way, facing right? Then we want to flip. Then we want to flip the. All we want to do is we don't want to move. We just want to flip the sprite.
Yeah, we want the sprite to be able to flip. So that way you can still punch.
So if player 0 grid X is less than.
Equal. Oh yeah.
Oh no, equals. Because we're talking about the case now. Because we're talking about a left press. So we're talking about when player 1 is to the right of player 0. Wait, which one is which? Fuck, I get so confused. Which one are we talking about here?
It should be on your left as well, because you're trying to press left to look
Player
at them.
0. Okay.
They would be on your to the left of you on the grid, and your back is to them, and you want to be able to press left and look at them. It takes -1 or
+1.
+1.
I think it's +1. Because player 0 is the one on the right. So if player 0 grid is to the right of the player 1, and and the Y's are the same, right? We have to say the Y's are the same.
Yes. And player 0 grid Y equals player 1 grid Y. So they have to be the same height.
And right, exactly. So player 0 grid Y equals player 1 grid Y.
Then flip.
Well, and if it's not already facing the right direction.
Oh yeah.
So there's a lot of this only needs to happen in a very specific situation. And let's see, and the sprite is facing to the right. So if hold on, gotta remember the name of the damn command here.
Yeah,
if
player 1
flip
something.
X. Right, okay. And player 0 flip X equals false. Oops, equals 2 equals. Then
player 0
flip X equals true. 1 equals sign equals true. And an int.
End.
Let's try it. What did I do wrong?
Attempt
to call string. Okay, this is the problem I ran into before.
Maybe it's just a typo or something.
Player 0 grid X. Oh, hold on here.
So
and 2 equals.
Yeah, I was just wondering that.
And player 2 equals. That's part of the problem here, I think. Forgot that. All right, that might work. All
Oh,
right.
well. So
What?
it should just be for player 1 or
Which
player
is,
0.
which is,
Frieza. I think it's Frieza.
I think that's right. So, hey, it worked.
Dude, nice.
And then
Then you
everything
just
else,
have to
I just
do
want
it
to
on
make
the
sure it
right
didn't break
controller
anything
for
else.
player
So
2.
let's,
The
that worked. That
background
totally
looks
worked.
so funny. Yes.
All right, so nothing. I can still move this other character, no problem. And I'm facing the wrong way, and boom, I flip around, and I still haven't broken anything. Everything's fine. That totally did the trick.
Nice.
That totally did it. All right, I'm getting better at this. Okay, now we
Yep,
need to
that was cool.
now we need to do the same thing, but in reverse, the other
Right.
side.
Yep, for button 2, I think. Or button 1. Button 1. It's
Yeah,
right.
I'm just gonna double check. All right. Button 1 is right. You're so much better at that. I have no memory for that kind of crap. I've done so many different kinds of programming. It's like what
Well, you got it
know.
commented in the. I was just using your comments as
Oh yeah.
references.
So button 2, and okay, here let's go slowly now. Player 0 go to X.
No, button 1, because that's move up.
No, this
So
is
button.
no button 2. Oh, button 1. It's 1. You're right. 1. Right?
Yeah, 1. Yeah, that'll
And
be moved
here,
right.
if player 0 is to the left, right? So we're at -1.
Yeah, so minus.
Okay, and those are the
And
same.
the
And
same.
now we're talking about if flipping is
Just
true.
yeah. And it's false.
Then we change it to false. And that should work.
Yep.
Still,
No.
okay, so let's position our character in the middle here. Let's go, let's just double check. Again, always want to check, make sure I haven't broken anything. That still works. Now we're over here and we're facing, and it flips. And everything else works as expected.
This is so cool.
I'm just seeing if there's any other weird behavior. Nothing seems, and if I'm already facing the right direction, nothing happens. Yeah, this is totally it. All we need to do is duplicate this code for the other character. So move player 1. So we need to come down here and do the same thing. So we're talking about
Player 0.
this has got to go to 0. Player 0. And all we do is flip the 1s and the 0s here, I think, right?
Yeah.
1.
I don't know if the true and false need to flip too or not.
I don't. Oh, that's a good question. We'll check it out here in a second.
Yeah, it's hard to think about.
1.
0.
I don't think we need to do anything about that actually. And player 1 equals false. Then player 1 flip x equals true. Okay, and player 1, player 0, player 1, player 0, player 1, and then come down here, change this to player 1, and it should, if I've done everything carefully, it should work. All right, let's go position our characters here. This time I'm going to position Frieza in the middle, and I'm going to face the wrong direction, and it works.
Nice.
I come over here, and let's just test it here, and it works.
Boom.
And everything else seems to be working normally, and I can let's see. After I flip, can I still punch? So I flip. And this should not affect the punch mechanic. It doesn't matter how you got there. Once you're there, you should be able to punch. I think everything.
Oh,
yeah, I mean, if
nice.
I am in the facing the wrong way. Oh, hold on. Let me restart it here. Okay, so I am facing the wrong way. Which way? Which one is the? Okay, not that one. It's that one. Okay, facing the wrong way. If I can get it there, that's really sensitive. Okay, punching, no damage. Turn, flip, and punching, and there's damage. It totally works. Yeah, we did it. Okay, cool.
We did it.
All right, so this is flip. Ooh, hello.
Whoa.
Had caps on. Flip.
Flip next opponent. I don't
Player
know.
1 sprite. This is flip player 1 sprite. Space. The spaces don't actually matter here. Oops. Flip player 1. Sprite. Let's go up a little bit. This is flip player 1 sprite. R0 sprite.
Player. Yeah, I was like, they're both. Yeah.
0 sprite. Hey, that's pretty good work. That was easier than I thought it would be.
Yeah, that was good work. I was uncertain about that little bug. But it's
Well,
gone now.
yeah, because I figured it was we could just add it in. The nice thing about having done it is that in terms of a series is if then statements. It just goes through the list. If this, then do that. If this, then do that. And so it only triggers when that situation applies, and it ignores all the other situations above that didn't apply. So yeah, let's save our work.
Save it.
Save fight. Yes. All right. Let's go back to our list here.
Yes.
Boom. Look at all the things we got done.
And so many.
So
Is there
many.
anything left?
No, that was everything on our list that we came up with for today.
Nice. That felt pretty quick.
Yeah, I did. Actually, that went remarkably smoothly. And it looks pretty badass. I mean, look at this.
It does. Did you want to do any more? Are you feeling tuckered?
No, I'm not
going
feeling
on?
tuckered. Why don't we just even if we don't implement it yet, because I think I will be tuckered if I try it. Why don't we create the sprite for the Kai Blast projectile?
Yeah, let's do that.
Create Kai Blast projectile sprites. And we'll move that to in progress. And that'll be a fun way to kind of wind down, and we'll have it for next time.
Yes.
So I think we can probably just do those right here. We're done with the stars. So we're not going to have more than 4 kinds of stars, so we can just leave that the way it is.
Yep.
All right, let me look at that picture you sent.
Yeah, I sent
Pictures.
2 variations.
What are the variations for, though? Like, why?
Just to try out different
Gotcha.
art styles. I was figuring we'd either do the 2 with the like little sparkles behind them, or the 2 that have more of tails.
Ah, yeah.
And then just flip between the 2 of them to add a little bit more motion. But I wasn't sure which one I liked more. I like both of them. Maybe
Let's
even for different
try.
characters, implement the different style.
Let me try.
So
Let's see. We're facing everything to the right, so let's start. Let's draw it to the right.
I
Like
like
it's
this one the most.
which one? Sorry.
The third one, it's got the tail on it with the like, stairs on the bottom, and then it's
Yeah.
here. I'll just send a picture of just the specific one, just to be clear. But
I was thinking it might be cool to the ones that have like a little staircase. I see they're basically vertical mirrors of each other. What if we flip between those two?
yeah, exactly.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, flip between those two. Yeah, and then it would be the same thing if for the because those two are a set, or the
Mhm.
two with the little sparkly things are a set. But I like the one with the tail more. I think I just wanted to see if it looked too blocky. I wasn't sure if it would look too blocky or not.
I don't know. Let's try it.
It was so quiet. I was so confused.
Hey, Amanda.
Okay, I sent the one I was thinking of starting with. I haven't. I'm not on the stream right now.
Oh yeah, that's the one I was gonna. Yeah.
We had a student director meeting.
Perfect.
So let's.
Oh,
We said she did the like catering.
nice. Oh yeah, those colors look
And
great.
like I like got the bowl. I did like rice, the chicken, the like other meat they have. I didn't know what it was, but it was good. And then like lettuce, spinach, like onions and peppers. It was so good.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks
I'm
pretty
a
good.
Chipotle fan now.
Nice.
So let's basically just
It's so
um.
good.
I don't really
Let's
care
copy
for Chipotle
this.
that much, but I mean, I would.
Yeah, it was good.
Okay, there you
And
go.
paste it there.
Well, good.
And all we need to do is flip this last little bit, right?
Yep.
So let's boom, boom,
Oh, yeah,
boom.
that's so cute. Did you do that?
Yeah, in my car again.
I love it. It's so good.
There's one more to take off on the bottom there,
You're
but
welcome, honey.
How's work?
I'm like,
Oh wait.
You have an hour left.
I have an hour left.
I don't know why I struggle with this part so much.
Go away at in 45 minutes.
How are we gonna?
Wait, what do I need to take off?
Because there's nothing else.
the bottom leftmost orange one. It should only be 2 in that row, not 3. Yeah, that one. You were just hovering over it. Yeah, that one should be black, and then there should be an orange dot in the parallel spot on the top there.
And then I'll find out.
Should be an orange one in the top left.
Thank you.
When are you leaving?
To make it like a stair. Yeah, that one.
After like 6th period.
Yeah. And then that would be flying across the screen, kind of bouncing between those 2 images,
That's fun.
but going in a straight line.
Usually we think about right before lunch.
Yeah, that should look pretty
This is
good.
What if you did something like
Who's
this?
that just do?
Oop,
No.
Oh,
Probably like 12.
Oh, 12. Oh, wow.
I like that. Maybe just the front 2,
Okay, but yeah, just let me know.
maybe. Yeah, I'll try.
or the a 3-way. Yeah,
Thank you.
a 3.
No, not that.
Yeah. Or the one more, like a triangle. That one, it almost looks like an eyeball or something.
Yeah, no. Actually, I don't mind.
I like it.
I don't mind that. That looks pretty good. White hot, yeah.
Can you take off the left corner, the bottom left corner, and make it yellow again? So it's like
I'm sorry. Where? Sorry.
The bottom left corner of the white box. Make it yellow. Yeah, that one. Make it yellow. Yeah, try that.
And then same here would be the
Yeah.
top.
No, the same one actually.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, actually, that could be pretty cool. I hadn't thought of that yet because they're kind of spinning. That does. I can't tell if I like that or if I want to do them both with the top right. I'd have to see them actually go in motion and see what that looks like.
Now, what if it were? Now, I was wondering because it's like, what if it were like some red in there to make it like, because going from white hot to dark red kind of thing, but there aren't that many colors here and that's like the wrong.
It's like it's like compressed energy, like a light beam.
That looks pretty good.
That does look pretty good.
I mean, it's not.
I want to see what those look like flying now.
I do too.
Dude, yeah.
I mean, it could also just like have little sparks,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, because there's still space in there. The sparks could, change up in their locations too.
What if it were like that, and then like that, and like that? Oop, excuse me, like that. No, they don't move.
Yeah, they gotta be in different spots.
Right, exactly. What if it were?
The bottom one, move forward one.
Nah, that's silly. I don't like it. Thought I was gonna like it, but I don't think I do. Well, actually, what if we? Okay, I got a new idea. What if we?
Oh, well, probably, I didn't even think about this till just now, but we probably want a sprite for when it hits the person, too. One of it, like, exploding or something.
Right.
Some sort of, I hadn't thought of that, which is not super important right now, but just conceptualize that idea.
Well, what if it were just? I mean, I know this. Just humor me.
I love it.
It needs to be round. It's not round. That's a giant square ugly thing. Let's see. That's
But
why.
maybe the yellow and orange need to be flip-flopped.
Yes.
So do a white with the yellow and then an orange explosion
Yes.
kind of coming out of it.
Like a boom, kablam.
Sure.
Actually, what if it were like? Okay, just humor me here.
You could do some gray in there, like a dust cloud.
It gets some socks.
What if it were like? I know this might be a little weird, but just give me a sec to think through the idea here.
Yeah, I like it.
I mean,
There's not one with the orange as the middle dot.
oops.
There's two with the orange as the farthest dot.
There's what?
There's two with the orange at the tips, but there's not one with the orange in the middle.
Oh yeah, I guess my idea was that like the white is going from like inside to outside.
Yeah. They all are somehow except for the orange one.
It could
That's okay.
could also just be.
Oh, I think it's like the it's okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not good at this at all, as you can see. So
No, it looks good. I think the yellow and orange are just flip-flopped.
well, on which sprite? The one I'm on currently?
Potentially even both. So the first one, it goes orange, yellow, white. So the yellow should be following the white.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. So boom, 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 boom.
And then
what,
orange in
what
the
goes in the
middle.
middle? Orange in the middle?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one should be the flip-flop to that. So the yellow and then orange on the one dots.
So yellow on the inside.
Yeah, and then orange in the middle.
Sure.
Yeah, that somehow does it. That puts one.
Actually,
Yeah,
what if I have a new idea? What if it's again? I'm just gonna copy and paste here because we can delete. We're not using these yet. What if it were more like? Let's just humor me here. Let's. What if it were just?
It would look kind of like our 8-pointed star there, but with yellow and orange.
What if it's like an explosion that grows?
Yeah, I like that too.
But the red's just like the wrong color red. It's just too bright.
Yeah. What about the purple?
No. It'd just be more
What if you
orange.
went back to? Oh yeah, just keep growing orange, or go back to white.
So we're flying, then boom, boom, boom.
And then it maybe blinks and fades away, goes away.
Right, exactly.
What if it grew into like the 8-pointed star we have there instead of having that in the background? What if that became our Kai
Oh,
Blast
sure.
explosion sprite?
Actually, it's a good idea. I like the way it looks. So
It looks
let's just
good.
come up with one
Kai
here.
Blast would be exploding all over the place, so.
Let's copy this and we'll paste it down here.
Or maybe it can even be a star in the background and be a Kai Blast explosion, but now it's yellow and orange.
Mm-hmm.
That the plus is yellow and the X is orange.
About that.
Oh yeah, that looks pretty cool too. Maybe copy it and try it with
Again,
out
part of the
in
problem is it's
everybody.
never going to be centered. There's no center to this, so that's
Yeah,
annoying.
there's
And maybe we could make it a
you
little.
can't.
Maybe we could make it a little bigger. Like, what if it were just like? Let's just try. Let's do something in the same vein. I'm just gonna. This is just an experiment, and I feel like I'm not good at this. But what if it were like this? And then we have boom, 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 boom.
I think replace the white with yellow and replace that gray with orange.
Do what, sorry?
Oh, I was saying replace the white with yellow and replace the gray with orange.
That looks terrible. It's like total shit. That looks like total crap. Okay, get
Maybe
rid of
do
that.
white on the other half of those where you had the white before. Yeah, just keep playing with that. Or if we can scrap it.
Well, I like this one. That looks pretty good.
It does. Can we try replacing the orange, the gray with orange and the white with yellow on this one? So there's no white or gray left. It's just
The gray with
orange
the
and
orange. And the white with the yellow.
yeah. And then do orange in those for the full X. So the four corners should be orange too to connect that X like it was with the gray before.
Like this, you mean?
Oh, that works too. No, I meant on the where it's yellow right now. Like how it was whenever it was all gray. Yeah, those ones.
These
Those
right here?
corners should be orange. Yeah, those should be orange as
Orange.
well.
Like that.
Yeah, in all four corners. Yeah. Yeah, an explosion like that. So we have this.
How about that?
Yes. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, I like that. It looks good down in the little picture there.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
kind of
should.
like that for the explosion. I even kind of like it maybe flashing between the white and the yellow there. Can you just tab between those two? Yeah. What if that was our little explosion for the Kai Blast? It flies and then it hits and it just flashed between those. Well, we definitely have ideas to play with.
Yeah, exactly.
We have 3 different
I think I'm
templates
just. I
now.
don't like this one. This was a non-starter. I think it just looks like a big X. I'm not a fan. So let's get rid of that.
Okay.
Delete that. Delete that.
Bye.
Delete that. These kind of still look like big X's, don't they? I think delete that.
I like it though.
Do you?
Whenever you think of the retro style, yeah, I like all of these ideas that we have down. Yeah, and we won't really know what it looks like until we have it put into play, and then it'll be like, I don't know about that just growing thing. Or yeah, the growing one could end up looking the coolest at the end,
Mm-hmm.
or the splashing one, or yeah, we won't. Yeah, it'll be hard to know until we plug them in, I think, and see them moving.
I wish there was a way to
But
make this more symmetrical, but there isn't.
yeah,
It's an 8 by 8 sprite.
it might end up being perfect though.
Yeah, it could always make little adjustments, which is I'd hate to have to do because it sounds like a pain in the ass. But you could go, okay, when there's an explosion, generate the sprite, but generate it 1 pixel over so it lines up a little better, or maybe it's fine, don't worry about it.
Oh,
You know, who knows, right?
yeah. And we
But
could even redraw it a little to the right or up
mhm.
more instead of having it positioned in the bottom left there.
Actually, we could, you know, what we could do. We could actually have it positioned on, you know, we could have it positioned all the way against the edge of the screen. That way, so if let's say,
Maybe the top left, or I don't know which edges would
yeah,
be
I
best
mean,
to pair it.
let's say I'm on the right side of the screen. I'm attacking the player on the left side of the screen, and I blast the Kai blast. I don't want it to go too far. I want it to look like it's impacting and then blowing up on impact, right? So we could just have
Yeah.
it be against the edge of the, you know, right against the edge, and so boom, kind of blows up, not on the player, but like literally adjacent to the player. But
Yeah,
in
that would
which
be
case you'd
cool.
want it left aligned or right aligned. We just have to flip the sprites just like we flip the other sprites.
Yeah.
Something to
So
play with
sweet.
next time.
Yeah.
Let's
We have some pretty cool looking Kai Blast just
so for
drawn up in
next
there.
time, let's make a list for next time. Let's add a card. Implement Kai blasts.
Yes. Oh, that's when it's gonna get
Now
real
that
good.
and that could have a bunch of components to it. Like you can have, I think. Let's see. So let's say we need to. No, that's okay. We'll just leave it at that. Next time we're gonna do Kai blast. That could be a
Yeah.
couple of things. Maybe we'll make a few notes here.
Yeah, just that sounds like a whole day there. Getting the Kai Blast working and
Yep.
getting them to deal damage, flying properly with the right sprites and
Yeah.
flashing between different sprites and
So
exploding on
rotate
impact.
between sprites.
Yeah.
Explode. Wait. Yeah. Explode on impact.
Deal damage.
Deal damage.
A decreased Kai bar. That'd be the first time we've messed with the Kai, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, whenever you launch it, you'll have to move the Kai.
Decrease the Kai bar. What else does it need to do? Possibly flip the sprites
Possibly flip. Yeah, possibly flip sprites.
based
And
on. Well, we're definitely gonna have to flip the
not fly
projectile.
off screen. Or no, maybe I don't know. We need to decide if we want them to just fly off the map or if we want them to explode at the edge of the map.
That
I feel
I
like
don't know.
exploding at the edge looks retro, but it makes more sense for them to just keep flying.
I think it's just fly off the screen and go away.
Bye bye.
Yeah. And
Cool.
since you know, in a lot of languages,
Then
you
they
have
move
what
the
are called
strings.
objects, where you literally spawn an object and then the object goes away. But this language doesn't seem to have anything resembling objects. So we're basically just going to say, generate the projectile as long as it's not, you know, not off the screen, and then, you know, don't draw anything if it's on the screen. And yeah,
Cool.
but to make sure it's not gonna. We don't want it to. We don't want it to have it to go. We don't want it to go forever, right? We want it to. If there's no. If it's, you know, at the end of the.
Once it's off the screen,
Once
it's
off the
dead.
screen, it needs
It's
to.
gone.
Right. So I'm not sure exactly how to handle that part.
Once it goes off screen, stop drawing or something.
Yeah. Exactly. We don't, and because you don't want it to spawn an infinite number of things to keep track of.
Yeah, it's just like never coming back, flying in it forever in one direction.
Right, exactly, and that happens. You know, in other languages, you can spawn things. If you forget to despawn them, they just live on forever, even if you can't see them. Yeah. Which means if you do it enough times, it'll start to slow down because it can't handle it. You know.
Yeah.
but
I'd be like, what
we'll
is
figure it out.
happening?
So this is a lot to do. So we need to.
Yeah, the Kai blasts.
Yep.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I think this
When do you
this
wanna
is
do
one
it?
session
When
for
do you have
next
time?
time.
Yeah, I think just focus on Kai Blast is a great goal.
Yeah, I'd say this is probably 2 or 3 hours worth of work right here, easily, maybe more even.
Yep. This is gonna be the most exciting part, I think, for me.
Well,
Once the Kai Blast are in, it's gonna feel so much more, even more like a Dragon Ball Z game. Just being able to fly around through the space and throw little Kai blasts at each other.
let's admire our work.
Yeah, dude, that looks freaking fantastic. This is crazy. I can't wait to go show everybody. They're gonna be like, "What the heck?
I know.
Look at it!"
I'll send you a new version of it.
Yes, please, please
I think I'll
do.
do it right now. Just give me 1 second. Let me.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's make sure it's
Save.
saved. Save fight. I think it is, but let's just.
Oh
Save
my
it.
gosh, look at it.
Okay, and let me. I'm gonna close PICO-8. Close. And give me 1 second. I'm just going to hit the Be Right Back screen.
Nice.
And let me get this sent to you. I got to do a couple things. It's in the hidden files. For some reason, I don't know why PICO-8 places it in the hidden files. It's totally annoying. Okay, game in progress. Let's see. Got to unhide my hidden files. Windows hidden files. You know, I got the Windows automatically hide stuff that if you change it, you can break your programs.
Oh dang.
So we want to show hidden files. Okay, then users. Okay, that should do it. Okay, let me. Users. It's under. Where was it? Is it app data? Roaming. That's it. PICO-8. Carts. Fight. Fight.p8.
Yes.
Dylan.
Sweet. Thank you.
Okay. Make sure. Why don't you try it? Make sure you can download it and plug it in. You're on your computer, right?
I'm on my phone right now, but
Oh,
I'm
okay.
nearest the computer.
You want to try it right now, or you want to do it another time?
Go ahead and see. I think I should be able to do it really quick here.
In fact, I'll say you could share your screen if you want through Discord. If you're on, you can be on Discord on your computer too.
I don't have that all pulled up.
It's
I'll
okay.
try to go into the PICO-8 real quick.
I'm gonna open up PICO-8 here. I'm gonna admire our work because it's awesome.
It is. Okay, got the PICO-8 pulled up. Now I just need my email.
It's fun that I love that we're streaming this and we're gonna have a total record of how we made this game. It's awesome.
Same. Yeah, this is great. This is great.
Check out our screen, my love. It automatically randomizes the placement of the background stuff.
Wonderful.
And look, and some things work right now if you're right next to each other, and now it flips. So that.
Oh, because I know that. Yeah, that was the other thing you were saying.
And the timer counts down to 0 and stops.
Okay.
And yeah, and so next time we're gonna do these Kai Blast projectile things. But yep, yeah, you can go. All this is background stuff, so you can go over it like that. It's all just background stuff. Oh, actually, the eyes are transparent. That's not. We may have to.
Oh, are they instead of black?
Yeah, we might have to.
That's what keeps happening.
Yeah, we might have to edit the sprites a little bit. So that's okay.
Edit the sprites and actually make their eyes black.
I don't know if there is a black. It might just be transparent.
Oh.
Zero
Then.
might be transparent. The eyes might have to be gray.
I don't know if we actually painted them with 0 or if we just left them black. Like
I don't think there is a black. I think what looks like black is transparent.
0.
Yeah.
So maybe we need like the darkest gray for their eyes instead of black.
I think so. You want me to do it?
Sure, yeah.
I mean,
And maybe send me that file. I didn't actually open this one yet.
I'll do it right now. Boom, boom. Gray for the eyes, gray for the eyes, gray for the eyes, gray
Now
for
we
the
know.
eyes. Yep, that's right. That's one more bug fixed.
One more bug fixed.
Oh yeah, see now it goes over it.
Yeah, and they don't even look any different. Perfect.
Yeah, that looks
Yeah,
fine.
can you see that file? Is that too
Yep.
much?
No, I get it. Save fight. Yes, overwrite it. Okay. Let me close PICO-8 down. Close. And let me.
I was wondering what was happening there. I was like, I feel like something is shining through the characters, but I couldn't tell exactly what was happening. But that's what it was. So there is no black. It's transparent. It's colorless.
I'm
Which
gonna
is
say
good to know because that
eyes
means
fixed.
there's no color.
Okay.
Eyes
And
fixed.
okay. There we go. I'm going to load it back up again real quick. It's feeling very game-like.
It is.
Oop.
I'm so excited. Yeah, I can't wait for the Kai Blast to be in. This is gonna be so crazy. Look at it.
That looks pretty cool.
It does.
It's so
I
weird,
love
you
this.
know. This is full of retro weirdness. I love it.
Look at him go. Woohoo! It's a pretty big map.
I was checking the weird edge cases, like what happens if you're gonna. Yeah, everything works. We nailed it.
We did.
The movement, anyway. Yeah, like, you know, for.
Okay. I got distracted watching you. Did I actually do this? Yes.
Yep. And yep, no problems, no problems. Yeah, it's perfect. Really works as expected. This is gonna be so much fun. Imagine two players with their controllers or joysticks or whatever, you know, duking it out like this, flying around the screen.
This is so cool. Yeah, I have it now. Look at him go. What are my buttons again? Oh, there we go. And then shift. Yes, that's great. Whenever they're punching and we're holding it down, are they punching 30 times a second?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm thinking that we'll either make it to where you can't hold punch or put some sort of thing to make it like they punch once a second or twice a second
Well,
or something.
I guess the thing I want to hold off on that because it might actually be because right now it's fast, but if the other person's actively running away from you, it might feel fine.
Like shooting Kai blasts.
Yeah, so you might. Oh yeah, we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I can't Kai blast a gazillion times a second, so we'll have to work on that.
Yeah, 30 Kai blasts a second would be pretty
I
fun.
mean, maybe
But
it would be cool. I mean, who knows, right? I don't know.
you would run out of Kai at your bar pretty fast.
We can
so.
always slow things down. Let's just program it using the
Yeah.
using the regular game loop, and then if we have to program in delays on things like we did with the timer, we can do that. So.
Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Good job. Good job.
Is it matching your vision pretty well? I mean,
Yes. This is looking great. Looking great, feeling great.
remember when we were sitting at Creekside just a few weeks ago, and this was just an idea. Now here it is. Look, check it out.
It is. Dude, whenever I hover over the gray stars, they actually kind of twinkle. They're kind of turning white and then going back to gray, which has a really cool effect.
What do you mean they
I don't
twinkle?
know why. I don't know why that's happening. Do you notice that on your screen at all? Look for a gray star in particular, and just it's kind of like turning white whenever my character gets near it, and then going back to gray whenever I fly away from it.
With Frieza?
Piccolo.
Huh.
I just noticed when I was flying, which I don't think is a bug at all. I think that's like, it looks intentional. It looks like it's twinkling for some reason.
Can
it's
you
the
like on
gray
my
one.
screen? Can you point out what you mean? Look at my screen.
See if I can see it happening on yours. Where are the gray stars? It's the single pixel gray ones. Whenever I
Like,
guess it's too hard for me to
oh,
tell on.
single pixel gray one, like right. Oh yeah, it's hard, isn't it? I think that's a gray one. No, yeah, no, that's a white one. Where's a gray one?
I can tell on my screen.
My screen's pretty bright, so it's hard to tell. I think that's a gray one.
Oh,
I think that's a gray one to the left of my character here. I think.
they're totally. It's very minute, but they're getting brighter whenever I get close to them.
You sure it's not just an optical illusion? Must be. It must be.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, occasionally it's gonna overlap with your character. Oh, and like fill in the gaps in the character a little bit, maybe.
Are there even gray ones left? Do we keep gray ones?
I thought we did. Let's go take a look.
So
Let's
I turned up
see.
my brightness to see if I could see the same thing. It's a lot harder to tell with my brightness up, but when the brightness
No, we
is
didn't
down,
actually. We didn't. We took away. We took.
it's-
Nope, we didn't.
maybe this is purple. Oh, that should be white then. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, we actually. That's right. We changed them back to white.
I wonder if I can take a video while we're still on the phone. Oh, nope. Can't record during calls. I'll try to record a video of it and send it to you and see if
Okay.
it captures it in the video.
Yeah. Well, if it's
with my-
weird, we might be able to fix it.
With my brightness turned down. It's really cool. No, it looks like I was like, whoa, why are the stars twinkling? It's two right in the middle of my map, too.
Do you think we should make the white dots gray?
Maybe some of them. I can't tell. I really like the way it's looking right now.
Yeah, I do too. But they might blend into the background a little better if they were gray.
Maybe some of them gray and keep some white. Since we have all these other colors, just have
You could even do the dark gray if you really want them. If you want the characters to be,
maybe do a third of them white, a third of them light gray, and a third of them dark gray. Just having even more variety of color of stars.
So let's add it to the list for next time.
Yeah. Experiment with different star colors.
I mean, it's good to have some fun things to work on, right? So, what did I do?
Yeah, it is.
I must have closed my. Here, 1 second here. I must have closed my Trello thing down. Okay, so yeah, for next time we'll we didn't do the comments thing, but that's okay. We'll do that next time. And tweak brightness of 1 pixel stars. We'll get it looking the way you want it to look.
Oh man, this looks so cool right now. Totally feels like they're just flying around space.
Yeah, it does.
The only thing I keep thinking is to add like a Milky Way type of illusion in there. But then I keep thinking that sounds like too much. But if there was some sort of a streamy type deal.
I'm actually I don't want to do too much more of that yet because I don't know how much room the rest of the game mechanics are going to take, and so
Yeah.
we need to not use up our tokens yet.
Yeah, just something I have in my mind.
Yep.
Especially if we do all of the maps out in space, it could be fun if there's space at the end to try to figure out what. I don't really have any good ideas for it, so.
I know, but think of other easy things to do. Like if it's easy to swap in different planets, you want 3 different planets for 3 different rounds.
Yep. So I just need to draw those out.
Yeah, an Earth-like planet, and so it'd be 16 by 16 pixels.
Yep. And then one other, just an off idea that I thought of was to incorporate some sort of like an asteroid or something into the level that's kind of flying around, and it can hit you and cause damage, or you can hit it and cause damage to it and it would explode. A lot of times in Dragon Ball Z games, they'll have interactive levels like
Mhm.
that. Like you can blow up stuff on the level, or there's something in the level to avoid. But just
Gotcha.
something
It could
like
be
a,
like
a nice
like a shooting
thinking,
star, or it could be like a
or like a little asteroid falling around, or uh, could even just be like a little UFO, like
yeah,
one of
kind
Frieza's
of like
ships.
in Space Invaders, the little UFO shows up at the top of the screen sometimes.
Yeah, and they come and start shooting at you, and you got to blow them up, or just literally like an asteroid tumbling around the screen, kind of like the old DVD screen
Mhm.
saver thing. It's just like tumbles around the screen, bouncing off the walls, and if it hits you, it causes damage. Then if you hit it, you can blow it up, and then
Right.
those pieces of shrapnel could even cause damage.
I don't know how to. We'll put that
But
in
yeah,
the maybe category because I
just
don't
a
know how to
fun
do
idea.
that yet.
It's a fun idea just to have it in your brain too.
Yeah.
I don't know how much I want that, but it's just something that I was thinking about and thought I would throw it out there.
This is pretty cool.
Yeah, this is so cool. This is freaking crazy looking.
What's weird is sometimes there's
Yeah,
little illusions, like when your character like overlaps with one of the stars, it kind of fills in the gap, like between your legs or between your arms or something. It's like it just it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. Just kind of weird little highly pixelated artifacts. Well, I think we made a lot of progress.
We did. I'm really glad we did the background. It's a lot of fun.
I'm mainly glad we fixed the little bug about the sprites facing the wrong way.
Yes. Yeah,
That was bugging me
one
last
that I
time.
wasn't sure about.
Cosmetics aside, it's got to work right,
Now every time we play it, we get to have this little fun space background.
Or multiple space backgrounds, so we get multiple rounds.
Yes. Yeah, I'll probably start working and messing around with redesigning the planets and getting the planets all doodled up, because I'll just do three three basic ones, and then at some point we can just make those sprites.
You can kind of
And
see
then
from the game
as soon as
the
we have that,
proportions
we
we
can
use.
mess around.
So.
Then we can start messing around with programming in to have different functions. Someone's pulling up in my driveway. I don't recognize the car. I might go get Brandy. Everybody's outside, I think. Hold on a second, I'll mute myself.
Yeah, it's okay.
I think they're just turning around. They're like, oh, this isn't where I'm meant to be.
I like that this environment program has a sprite editor, and it just makes it easy to make these cool graphics.
Yeah, I love how fast everything just is coming together. It was really fun already having the characters drawn out, and on the very first day, it's just like, oh, Frieza and Piccolo over here now. That was really cool for me. Look at him go.
Yeah, they move. It's fast, but it's not unreasonably fast. It's a fast-paced game. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah, it brings that speed of the modern stuff into a more retro
Yeah.
style.
I'm really curious what it's going to be like with
And they
two
never
players
had a game
playing.
like this.
I'll have to pick up a couple of NES style controllers and
Yeah, I'm gonna need to get some too.
See what it's like to.
Can you give me a link to what I need to get for this? What would work with the PICO-8?
I have no idea.
Whatever
Actually,
you end up finding.
it's something to look at for next time. I'll do a little research and see if there's any recommended controllers.
Cool.
Or, apparently,
I'm probably just gonna pick up. Also,
they should auto detect, but it says you might have to configure them. So who knows?
Okay.
In terms of which one gets player one, which one gets player two, who knows? We'll have to just try it and see.
This is so cool.
I like the multicolored stars. I think that was a nice addition.
I do. Yeah, I think I do too. I think that was a really good touch.
Just adds a little depth to it.
Yeah, as soon as you started doing that, I was like, oh, yep, that was a good idea.
And I do like that everything's random. It's fun. A little.
Yeah, that's the perfect touch.
Well, that's the kind of
all randomized.
It's the kind
I'm
of
really
thing.
Glad we did. I like the way the planet turned out.
I do too. It would be cool if it also like maybe like we had like if it rotated as the game went on, like slowly rotated. I don't
That
know if
would be
that.
really cool.
Yeah, I'm not that great of an artist, so go crazy.
Yeah, it would need to be. Then we would need to have. I feel like the map would need to have a fixed point with the planet
Hmm.
as the center, and then as we fly around, like the map kind of, because we're going to the top right corner of the map. It looks like the planet goes down to the left,
Oh yeah, I see
but the
what you mean.
planet's just in the center.
Yeah,
Yeah, so you put the planet in the center of the map. But I don't know how to do that with this.
I don't
But
either. I don't think we're gonna
that's
do
all I can think
that.
of. And then the stars don't get to be random. Well, maybe you could incorporate both and have it to where the planet is fixed and then it throws in random stars on top of that. But
I know it's
yeah,
a
that would be
crazy
the only
idea,
way.
and even if it's not for this game, it'd be a fun idea for another game. Is to make this more three-dimensional, where you zoom in and out of the plane of the screen as well, and the stars adjust
Yes,
accordingly. That would be really cool and interesting. But
that would be
where
really
rather
cool.
than going up, you go forward into the screen and then back out of the screen, and more like a 3D version of this.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to do that,
Oh,
so
dude,
that's a whole other
we
level
can.
of 3D math to calculate the positions of things. So. Um, that's a future thing.
Yeah, I'm just admiring our work. It looks
Yeah,
so
it's pretty
good.
cool. I know. I wanna make two other planets as well. Maybe like an orange and purple one or something, or orange and brown or something. Totally like spacey. And maybe like a
Yeah, there's
purple and yellow or something, or purple and
the I was thinking of doing specific planets from the Dragon Ball Z
I
verse,
guess that was my next question.
which
Are
would
there
be one.
planets from the lore that you could incorporate in, and it would make perfect sense, and people would
Yep,
recognize it?
there's Planet Namek, and then Frieza. Actually, the big Frieza arc is on Planet Namek, and at the end of the fight, it's like Goku versus Frieza, and Frieza's losing,
Mm-hmm.
and he can breathe in space. So he's like, "I'm just gonna blow up the planet," and he blows it up. And so there's always like this there's like a 5 minute countdown. Basically, the whole planet's exploding. There's lava everywhere. It's all like red and destroyed. So there's always a level in Dragon Ball Z games
Mm-hmm.
of like destroyed planet Namek that you can go battle in. So I was imagining it, yeah, all destroyed in the background. So it'd be like all red and on fire and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so three different, and then the Namek colors are kind of like green and blue still,
Uh-huh.
but they're different. So I'm wondering how well that'll work. I might do a different. Maybe we'll just do some crazy planet instead of Earth, and
Yeah,
try to have Namek and an exploding Namek, and
sure.
then some like really fun. I might even
Go.
look into the lore and try to find just like a crazy looking planet to
Mm-hmm.
emulate.
Go crazy. Yeah.
Do a giant Dragon Ball. There are Dragon Balls the size of planets.
Why not?
In the
I can only
lore.
trust you on that. I have no idea. So whatever makes sense.
It could be a ginormous Dragon Ball
As it
chilling
stands
in the
right now, this is
background.
looking pretty cool. So.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, imagine like two
There
players
was
zipping around like this
actually,
trying to punch each other, and Kai blasting.
yeah,
Even just with
yeah,
punching and Kai blasting,
so
it's gonna be a blast.
exactly. That's what I've been thinking this whole time. Is like once those two elements are incorporated, it's already the game.
Exactly.
Anything added on top of that is just cherries.
Yeah, I think what we
We
need
can
to
still
do,
maybe even
again, in the interest of having
charging Kai.
in the interest of having a complete game, no matter how complicated or lack of, or simple it is, let's get Kai Blast working, and then from there, I think let's work on a character selection screen, and then rotating between the rounds, getting multiple rounds going.
Yeah,
And then we can add in more mechanics. Let's get a complete version of the game working, and if we want to add in more mechanics later, that's great. But
yeah.
let's get a game loop going so you can select your characters and do rounds, and then start over when the game ends and whatnot.
Okay. A way to charge would probably be good too, because you won't be able to charge your Kai. Well, I guess if we start off with full Kai, that would work for now. Instead of being able to charge, you just won't be able to charge up,
Well,
but you'll start with full.
how do you charge your Kai?
Right now, the idea was to double tap the down button, and then he like goes into a different sprite, and then your Kai would start raising.
No, I don't
So
know
it's like
about.
an
I still don't
action
know
you would
about the
get. You
double
have the
tap
same
because how do you distinguish between a single tap to move and a double tap not to move but to do something else? I'm not sure about that.
Uh, I'm not certain, but I know that I looked up that the PICO-8 could do that.
Hmm.
Well, from what I understood, is that there is like some sort of function for a double tap.
Really?
Like you have to press it. Yeah, and then it should be a double tap and a hold, but I definitely could have misresearched. But
Yeah.
whenever I was doing the buttons this time, I was like, I should just like verify the
I
PICO-8 is
mean, does it make
capable of
sense to
doing
charge
things.
your Kai as you're punching? When you punch, should you damage the enemy and charge your Kai while you're
But
punching?
you can't move or do anything else while you're charging. He's focused on
Oh,
charging his Kai.
got it.
You'd be stationary. And it's one of those times that gives your opponent a chance to attack you and do stuff. So it's like finding an opportunity to charge your Kai is part of the battle, part of the strategy of the game,
Hmm.
if that makes sense. Because you have to like just stand there. You're like a
What
target
if
while you're
what if we
charging.
just again I'm trying to think super minimalist, like what if you hold down both of the buttons to charge your Kai?
That was the idea for how to transform your character or to do your super attack. I think one of those two.
Right.
Yeah, either to be able to transform or to be able to do your super attack, depending on if there was a select button. I don't remember exactly what all I had come up with, but I had come up with different ways to do. Yeah, because there's still so many different, which it is as minimal as I could come up with.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
Well, let's
still
get Kai
very
Blast
figuring it
working and
out
go from
myself.
there.
Yeah, I'm very good with that. Yeah,
I,
because right now we have them starting with full Kai, which definitely works as being able to charge with how fast
yep.
the health goes down right
Also,
now.
my only concern too is if we start. I don't want anything we add to break anything that already works. So everything has got to be additive. So, yeah, let's get Kai Blast working and see what's the next little thing we can add.
Yep, yep. I love it. When are you thinking?
Oh, I don't
I'm
know.
home this weekend. I'm not going out anywhere this
Yeah,
weekend.
sometime this
Max's
weekend.
family.
Let's take a couple hours over the weekend and do it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Weekend?
Yeah. Just
We're
send
just
me
hanging out at
a
home, right?
date and time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not doing anything on Sunday, but we have gaming at your sister's.
On Saturday
On
evening.
Saturday
Yeah, we're
evening.
doing retro game night at my sister's place on Saturday.
Oh,
But
fun.
other than that, and I'm gonna have my nail appointment
On Saturday.
on Saturday.
Oh, let's
at 10.
How about Saturday at 10? Is that too early for you?
No, that'll work.
Let's do that. I can do this
Okay.
while you're getting your nails done. That would
It'll
be
be
perfect.
like 2 hours.
Yeah,
so.
that's perfect. Kai
Perfect,
Blast on
yeah.
Saturday.
Time blast on Saturday. Let's go. Okay, cool.
I'm actually really amazed at how well this is coming together already. I was a little worried that this is going to be biting off more than I could chew and knew how to do, but it's actually happening.
It's happening. It's going really well. The modular design was a very good idea. Just going step by step. It's fun. We just have a game we can go play.
I think
I'm
that's
about to go show them.
for a long time when I was interested in programming, but never really tried to do it very much, except for like old programming and old computer systems. I didn't really realize exactly how modular you can make things nowadays. It's so much easier to make things modular on modern languages than it used to be like back in BASIC. So
Yeah.
that was the light bulb moment. Like I can just break it down and break it down and break it down and piece it together and it works.
One thing at a time.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm super excited for Saturday. Yeah, the Kai Blasts are going to be so huge.
It'd be interesting.
It's like really going to christen the feel of it being a Dragon
But
Ball Z.
in the Dragon Ball games, a Kai Blast are like a fireball.
Kind of. It's light. It's like an energy.
Well, I've got a couple. Let me think about it because I've got a couple other ideas that I might. We've got a fireball version working, but I've got another. Let me mock up what else it could look like. I've got a couple other ideas.
Okay.
Like actually let me hold on one sec here. What is let's see, Zelda NES wand. Images. Videos. Here, I want to.
Hello, everyone, and welcome.
Okay. I just want to see if this is a video that shows the thing I'm trying to show. From the original Zelda. Actually, you've played the original Zelda, right?
Yeah, with
We
you.
played it together.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure.
Did you ever end up getting the magic wand or the magic rod in the game?
Sounds familiar.
Okay, I think Zelda magic rod. Magic wand. I was thinking something kind of like this. If I can find a good video of it. Okay. Here's a. Let me find. Here, let me just.
Picture of some Kai blast getting launched in a.
Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Oh, so this. Oh, darn it. This little projectile right here is another way to go, rather than having it be like a fireball. Ooh, let me share my screen again. Rather than having it be a fireball, like the magic wand in the Zelda games puts out this kind of, and it flashes, like the colors alternate, so it flashes. As it moves, it flashes and changes, rotates through those colors a bit. Do you like that, or do you like the fireball? Not the one on the right, this little thing in the middle.
I think I like the other blast more than that. That one almost looks like a sound more than like a, because this is like a high intense energy more than fire. So
Gotcha.
it's like a bright light. It's like light, concentrated energy blast.
I'm trying to think what else it might look like. What connotes energy?
I sent you a picture of what they look like in like the newer games.
Oh yeah, that'd be very helpful, I think. Let's see. Oh yeah, they're
Vegeta
fireballs
sending
essentially, just like energy fireballs. Really white
Yeah,
though.
they're like
They're very bright.
yeah, in this particular image, and some of them are more purple and some are blue. Depends on the character. They have different color Kai.
I wonder if we
It's
need
kind of like
to.
chi or energy. Yeah, they just like can blast it out of their hands. Yeah, they do very much resemble like fire.
Looks pretty similar to our fireballs. I think that's pretty good. I just wonder if maybe
Yeah,
they're pretty bright. I wonder if adding a little bit of white, toning down the orange and adding some white, or they look pretty good. I mean, I like them.
yeah, I like having. I didn't do the white before. I didn't look up any reference pictures, but I like having that white added in there. Yeah, I think ours are looking pretty dang fire right now.
Looking at these pictures though, the reference picture you sent, the white is really front loaded, like a lot of white in front. Then the colors get into yellow and maybe a little bit of orange, but it's white and yellow mainly. I wonder if we basically took the same shape.
Yeah, because it is light, so that is it makes sense that there is so much more white in there.
Wonder if we kind of took the same basic shape, but it kind of front loaded the white and then maybe trailed off into some yellow and then a little bit of orange at the end. And let's try it next time. We'll just kind of try a couple variants on these fireballs. And I think if we use these the way they are, I mean, it would certainly work.
Flip flop the yellow and the white. have it be white,
Or have
mostly white with a bit of yellow splash in there.
or have a white, like right here on my screen. If you have the very front little 2x2 square, make that white, and then make it taper off into darker colors, yellow, and then but front load the white so the white's right in front.
Mm.
Maybe these look like Super Mario
Yeah,
Super Mario Brothers fireballs to me.
Yeah, they give more of the imagery of being around too, because they should be like a ball. It should be basically a ball that's flying through the air,
Right.
and it just has that tail from how fast it's going, mostly more than it's fire. Yeah, it does give like fire, but it is more of a ball of light
I think
traveling through the air.
it'll look pretty cool when this is rotating,
I think
30
so.
times a second.
Yeah, I really want to see that imagery take flight there
I do
first
too.
before we change it up. I think that's matching what I have in my head, and as a Dragon Ball Z fan, I'm like, yeah, that looks like a Kai Blast.
Yeah, we'll have to create.
And
It's
then if
interesting. We'll have to
anything,
create a variable for which state it's in. Like, is it and maybe for the two different players separately. I don't know. But for let's call it the player 0 Kai Blast ball, whatever it is, whatever you want to call it. We'll have to have a variable that says give me sprite version 1 versus sprite version 2, and then every while it's on the screen, every cycle it changes between those two, and so we'll have to, just like we did with punching, we'll have to figure out how to get the right version of it on the screen and still make sure it goes away when it needs to. It's a lot to figure out. It sounds simple, but it'll take us a while.
Yeah, it will. Yeah, this is I'm just so excited. I feel like it's almost the crux, but not in that it's the hardest, just in that I feel like this is when it's really going to flip into, we pretty much finished it, and now it feels like a Dragon Ball Z game, and like we can play it.
Exactly.
And then everything else on top is icing.
Yeah, I think
And decoration.
we should probably let's add Kai Blast, and then let's get controllers working and play test it for a while and see what feels right and what doesn't.
Yeah.
With no guarantees that I can do anything about it. So
I have faith.
I think it's coming together pretty well. So
it is. It definitely is. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna go show everybody.
yeah,
The rest of your
show off our game.
I sure will. And then we're gonna meet back up at 10 o'clock on Saturday.
10 on Saturday. Yep, it's on.
10 on Saturday. 10 a.m. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
10 a.m.
Perfect. All right. Sounds good to me.
Sounds good. You guys have a good evening over there. Tell Brandy hi for us, and look forward to seeing you guys in just a couple months. We'll be there in like 2 months from now. So,
yes, same. I can't wait for you guys to get here.
We'll have a much more finished game by then. So,
yeah, we will.
And at some point, I want to enlist your help and Brandy's help and Dalton's help in rallying the troops, like getting in touch with everyone from Oberon's and seeing who wants to get together and who doesn't and whatnot. So, let's talk about that at some point too, because I think it's just like herding cats. So we'll talk about it another time. But I'd love to enlist you guys' help in getting in touch with everyone and organizing a get together of some sort.
We are enlisted.
Nice.
We're enlisted already.
Love it.
At least Brandy and I speak for us. We're like, all right.
Like, I tried to get in touch with Taylor and I didn't hear anything back, and I don't think it's because Taylor doesn't like me. I think she's just Taylor.
Yeah. Same. Yeah.
Yep.
I haven't talked to them much, but I know Brandy's still.
Yeah. So it'll be fun to try to get something together if we can. Hey, look, our timer ran down to 0 and stopped. Check it out.
It did.
Woo-hoo.
I'm excited for that to end the match and be able to set whether or not there is a timer and shoot our Kai Blast.
Yeah, I'm excited about getting Kai Blast working. That'll really add some spice to the game.
It is going to add so much spice. Suddenly we can fight across the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Going to look so cool.
Can't wait, man. Can't wait.
Can't wait. Perfect.
I'm admiring our work. It's looking like a game.
Same, yeah. I'm just like staring at it.
I'm actually even just like there's some things like getting the meters working. I'm like, wow, I actually figured that out. I was worried about that, and we figured it out.
I was not comprehending that part, so I mean, that was you. You got that going. Look at them
Well, you know,
start
it
working.
helps that they're just little rectangles. But even like
Uh-huh.
getting it working proportionally, like knocking off a fraction and then calculating the size of the bar based on the fraction that's been taken off. It's like we had to figure out some things to make it work.
Sure did.
Mm-hmm. I
Yeah,
think
that was a very complicated part to me.
no matter what ends up happening with this game, I can't wait to ultimately throw it on a website and go look at this awesome thing we made, and maybe it'll give me a game
Check this
programming
out.
job one day. Who knows, right?
Yeah, check out this cool tribute we made, Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, I mean, just how cool is it?
Yeah,
Even if it's a
quite
simple
a
game,
flex
how many
for
people never finish a game? It'd be awesome just to have a
yeah.
finished game and go, we made this and it works
Like,
and it's finished. Have fun, world.
have fun, world. Yeah, I cannot wait. I'm so excited. Yeah, I need to know what controllers to buy.
Well, it looks. I
So I
mean,
can
all the
really.
pictures I've seen basically show little NES style controllers, so any 6-button NES
I
style
love that.
controllers probably will work.
Perfect.
Hopefully, they work out of the box. We don't have to remap them, but it says worst case you might have to remap the buttons. So I'd love to make it work right out of the box if we can. So.
Yeah, that would be ideal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
I am too. We could even have it rerun the variables for the maybe like redraw the for if we're doing if we're rotating between planets, we might want to have it randomize the uh, uh, positions of the stars for each round because we're going to draw a different planet with each
I
round.
think
Right?
that you would pick where you would fight, and then you would stay in that same location, so you'd have the same planet for all three of your
Oh,
fights, and
that's
then you
funny.
could
I was
go back.
thinking three different locations for 3 different rounds. That's funny. Okay, that works too. That's easier.
Yeah, I was thinking 3 different locations just for like variety of
Mm-hmm.
like just to have different screen selects. It's like, oh, we can go to have these different planets just floating in the
So you're
background while
saying
we fight.
select the characters and select your location on the character selection screen.
Yep, and there will be a select the time. So I think those are the only three customizations. Pick your character, pick your map, and pick what your time limit is. Do you want a time limit or don't you? Basically,
Right.
I think
It's
those are the
funny.
only
I
three
can't help it.
real
Everything you
variables.
say makes me go, let me think about that. How do we do that?
Perfect. That's perfect. That's why you mention it fast.
Mm-hmm.
Get it out on the table so you can have stuff to think about while you're Uber driving.
Yeah, exactly. I do actually. I really do spend time thinking
But
about
let it
this.
whirl. Oh yeah, me too. I was just having a conversation with my friend the other day, and just in the middle of it, I cut him off. I was like, "Oh, I just had an idea for the game." He's like, "You need to write it down." I was like, "No, I got it."
Well, I'll tell you what. Try to another thing you could draw because you're great at sketching stuff. And try to keep it as simple and minimalist as possible. Come up with the simplest character selection screen you could possibly imagine.
Okay.
Just make a mock-up of it. How do the two players select their characters, and how do you select the world? What's the layout? What does it look like? And then but totally minimalist. That's the simplest thing you can come up
What
with.
do I have to work with? Like, is it just a whole nother 128 by 128 screen
Yeah.
that needs to be
Yep.
filled in? Or
Yep. Like a totally different screen. Yep. We're gonna have that be this.
okay,
Yep.
I'm thinking it literally just says select character, and then there's like a maybe one player goes first. Player one gets to pick their character, and
Mm-hmm.
all of the characters are available to choose from.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe we can even make it to where the two characters you can both choose the same character,
Yeah.
and
Why
there's a
not?
second
It might be
color. We
hard to
can
tell
do
who's
a
who.
second color variant for player two. So if player two picks Goku as well, you're Goku, but in a different color outfit or something,
Yeah. Maybe. Sure.
or
We could
you
have. We
both
could.
it's the same color.
Yeah. Why not?
Or if there's multiple color variants, then maybe you can just pick the different colors, and then if
Yeah.
player two picks the same thing, they just can't pick the same person, same color.
Yeah, what if
game.
there for each player, each character Frieza, like there's the player 1 version of Frieza and the player 2 version of Frieza.
Yeah, exactly.
That way and the game doesn't know the difference, they're just different sprites. You know.
Yeah. Depending on who picks it.
So how many options for player 1? How many characters do you envision?
Well, so far, just because of all the different transformations and punches and kicks and different sprites that were involved, I was just thinking the 2 characters still. Just because I didn't know how fast those sprite
Yeah,
areas would fill in.
I think we got plenty of room in the sprites. I think so. I think
Well, with the transformation, one character is going to be close to 50 sprites, I think, with transformations included. One character is going to take up
why
almost 50 sprite
why
or around 50 sprite pieces. Because you have like they're just standing, then you have their punches, their kicks, their charge, their Kai blast, just the different variations of stances.
I mean, because that's
And then whenever they transform, each character transforms, so every one of those sprites would have to have a double for their transformed colors as well. So, like Frieza's standing position, you need 2 of those. You need one with his regular color and one with his transformed color.
yeah. I mean, as of right
And then
now, we
Frieza's
only have
kick.
three sprites for each character right now, and even if we jump that up to 10 times as many, it would be 30 per character, and we've got 255 sprites to work with here. It looks like.
Yeah, but we've
200.
only put in 1 attack so far. So it was, if we go back to the pictures that I sent over of Boo, for the different types of attacks and different battle stances. I was thinking it's charging.
What does
And
charging
it
do again?
depends on what
You
all
have
we
to
can
forgive me.
do.
The lingo is still all new to me. I've only played the game once. What is
Yeah,
charging again?
it's how you like. It's how you charge your Kai
Oh,
energy.
charging. Got it. Okay. Yeah. I see.
Yeah, so
I think you meant
you're
charging like
charging. You
forward
have
or
a
something. Got
block.
it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you're charging your Kai a block for if you're like blocking attacks. The punching sprite. If we ended up programming it to where you did either a punch or a kick, then we'd want to do the kicking sprite. A sprite for the Kai blast, a sprite to just be standing still. I had put in an idea for an explosive wave as well, but it was just adding up. And then I wanted to do a sprite for if they had like an energy attack, because all of them do have energy attack. So if we were able to put in like one super attack, they have an energy attack.
Mm-hmm.
And each of these attacks ends up having like 2 or 3 sprites to flip between just to add motion.
Mm-hmm.
And then each character would be able to transform. So for each of those sprites, you need to do 2 color variants.
Right.
So like
Okay.
whenever I first started doing it, I was like, man, this is adding up really quick, and I didn't know how many sprite bases we had, but I wanted to be
I have to admit,
expressive with.
I hear you talk about all the possible mechanics. I start to panic, like, oh my god, this it's getting complicated. I don't know if I can do that. So.
It's so simple. It's so simple. We got this. One thing at a time.
One
One
thing
thing
at a
at a
time, I
time. But
guess.
yeah, they're all just it's just the next variation of a button. Button
Well,
push.
I think what I like that's working
And
so far is basically we have a starting sprite, and then the relationship between the sprites is mathematical. Add 1 to flip to the sprite, subtract 2 to go back to that sprite. I just want to make sure we keep them in tandem as we build out these characters.
yeah,
So we
yeah, I
can
know.
use
That's
that
why I
same.
was thinking if we just started with 2, then we're pretty safe, and then we can go in and add in as many later at the end of the game as we still have sprite space for, because then we would know how many sprites each character is. Because yeah, all of these characters should be able to transform as well,
Mm-hmm.
and then yeah, that transforming just doubles however many sprites we build for them.
Yeah. I
But
mean, the
the more
character
that we
selection
build, the more
screen,
fun.
I envision like a little row of characters for player 1, row of characters for player 2. You basically move a little highlight box around the sprites, and select it, lock it in, choose a location, and super simple like that. So
Yeah, that's basically what I had in my mind too. Either that or it's just one screen and it just goes player 1 gets to pick from all the characters, and then once they've picked their character, it lets player 2 pick and the screen basically stays the same. Maybe the highlight box stays around whichever character player 1 chose or something.
Oh
Or
yeah,
something like
maybe
that, you
maybe we
know?
just need one bar actually. You know, player selection. You have two little highlight boxes that go around the sprites, and then once
Yeah,
one is locked in, it skips over that one or something for the second player.
yeah. Either that or player 2, once they pick it, now it'll be the second color instead of their original color because player 1's already picked it or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. In a way, the selection screen sounds harder to nail than the game. You know, I mean, there's so many different ways to
Yeah.
approach that. You know,
Yeah.
but actually, you know, what we might need a. I think probably what we'll need is, in addition to the character sprites, we'll need a version of this with a highlight box around it, probably. Maybe,
Yeah.
or maybe it's just a rectangle. I don't know yet.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that could be cool.
Like
Or just, I
just
was
like
just
this little
thinking the
box,
four
you know,
corners.
literally just a
I was
box
just
like
thinking the
this.
four corners there. Yeah. The four corners have red. Just red pixels in the four
Yeah,
corners.
yeah, anything
With
like
four.
that. But whatever it looks like, but essentially a box of some sort. And
Yeah.
yeah, just like we're doing
Something that
here, basically
you.
just have two players that select their sprites. Maybe with the names visible or something. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Because we can just
All
have it.
good stuff to
We can
think
just have it
about.
draw a rectangle based on around the sprite. So this would be a 10 by 10 rectangle as opposed to an 8 by 8 sprite inside.
Yeah.
So we can just have it have it go start out with one of them being highlighted, and if you hit right, it just bumps the rectangle to this one. And if you hit right again, it bumps the rectangle to this one. When you hit start, it locks it in, or whatever. Yeah. Again, I'm trying to think of the mathematical model. Like, so say we have a row of let's be generous and say we have 10 characters or 8 characters, whatever, and we've got one row, and both of our rectangles. I've got a player 1 rectangle and a player 2 rectangle, and move from left to right, move from left to right, hit some button to lock it in. Maybe the rectangle changes or something. But the model will just be like, which character is which rectangle on, and has it been selected or not? Yes or no, and so on and so forth. It doesn't sound too hard to figure out.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm excited to see how many sprites it does end up being in the end. Yeah, I foresee a bunch, but that was because I started writing out whenever I was doing the new button controls to actually program all of them and think about the different attacks. I started thinking about what positions the characters would be in and what sprites where I would need more sprites. And for most actions, like anytime the sprite does some sort of action, it required at least two new sprites to be created
Well, I think
to
for me,
show
because I'm
that
not as
action.
familiar with the franchise, I don't actually care as much about the mechanics. I don't play a lot of fight games. I like the simple fight mechanics, and I like the fast movement with simple fight mechanics and lots of characters to choose from is the direction I would go with it. But you seem to veer the other direction, more fight mechanics and a
Yeah,
smaller number of characters.
that's the Dragon Ball Z way. Yeah,
That's the Dragon Ball Z.
yeah, it really is. Is the more intricate fighting that you can do, the cooler the Dragon Ball Z games became. It was like you can
Mm-hmm.
be more specific and yeah, you can actually have some strategy whenever it comes to
Yeah,
how you fight. And there's more combos and different things you can do. So having like more intricate battle commands, like
yeah,
being
yeah.
able to switch up how the fight is very
Mm-hmm.
cool. And if I'm trying to build like a modern game into a retro game, I would want to keep as many of those controls to where it's like you're battling, but you still kind of feel like you're playing one of the newer games because you have so
Right.
many different options of attacks and stuff. Like, what the hell? I can do a Kamehameha. This is like an old retro game. How am I doing all these cool attacks?
Mm-hmm.
I'm flying around. But I know it gets way more intricate. But that's why I kept it as pared down as I could. And yeah, if we just take it one step at a time, we hit a wall that it's like, okay, this is too much. We just graphics.
Yeah, I guess that's what I worry about. At a certain
Very
point, the
unattached.
complexity might be a wall for me, given that I'm still new at this. So, you know,
Yeah, I
you
don't
can
want
see
that
I've got a pretty
to
good ability to
fun.
reason through things, but at a certain point, I don't know what my peak is in terms of peak complexity to figure out. You know.
Yeah, I think going with this modular design, taking it one step at a time,
Well, that way
it'll probably
it's
get
always
really
playable. You know, I
exactly.
don't want to ever have an undone version of the game that's not playable because we've created 10 things that aren't done. You know, I want to do one thing, get it done,
Yeah,
another thing, get it done.
exactly. And then if
Mhm.
you start trying to create it and you just can't figure it out, or it's run into a big wall,
Then
something that's not
oh well, it's an
working,
8-bit game. Oh well, right?
throw
You
that
know,
one away. We throw that one away and move on to the next thing.
exactly.
Like, okay, if we figure out some way to make that work later, we might put it in, but forget it. I'm very non-attached like that, but I would like to try a lot of these different ideas if the PICO-8's capable.
I'm sure it is. You know,
Yeah.
I guess whether I'm capable is the
Just
real
one
question,
challenge.
right? So
Oh, I believe in you.
I'm sure it's possible. Whatever you can come up with. It's just I guess the main thing I worry about is actually jumping around between the sprites. Like, okay, if Kai is happening
Yeah.
and then transform, then we have to go to this and go to that. I kind of worry about the logic of jumping around between all the different sprites and keeping track of them
Exactly.
and doing it algorithmically enough where I can do it repeatably for all the different characters, you know.
Yep.
But we'll figure it out.
Yeah, that's why
Let's
I was
get Kai
thinking
Blast
if we
working
get
and then we'll go
started
from
with.
there. Yeah.
That's why I was thinking just do 2 characters to start with. That
Mhm.
way, yeah, there's less confusion. And then once we have the game finished and working with all the attacks that we like and everything, then just copy paste with the new art.
Right.
And it's like, oh, now we have 5 characters,
Mhm.
whereas we've had 2 the whole time, and they all work and are capable of doing all the things
Right.
that the first 2 have been able to. But now you can just change skins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. Yeah, I think it's all going really great.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm looking forward to Kai Blasting next time. It'll be a lot of fun.
Same. Yeah, this is huge. Huge goal.
I think I'll run the game here and let's admire our work to end the stream here.
Look at it. Perfect to put the Earth right in the middle too.
I love it.
That's great. Ah, cool.
Well, I'm gonna sign off. So we're gonna make some dinner. So
Yep.
I'll see you if I don't talk to you beforehand. Again, don't be a stranger. Shoot me a message with any ideas or just to say howdy, whatever. So
Sure. Yeah, I might do some designing of the other planets. Get some other
yeah, do
planets
that.
drawn
That's
out.
the kind of stuff that'd be a lot of fun. It makes the game look sexier without adding too much complexity. I guess that's
Yeah,
that's what
I
I'm
agree.
looking for. What are things we can do that like maximum bang for our buck? You know, maximum interest, a
Yeah.
little less
Suddenly
complexity.
we can pick
You know?
new character or new screen levels. Suddenly there's a reason to do that once I have the planets designed.
Mm-hmm.
Are you able to do, or would you be willing to do some looking into those hidden colors
Oh yeah, I can
at
look into
like
that.
any point? And then, yeah, just let me know if
Yep.
you ever find out that you can use those hidden colors. Then I'll start looking at those myself.
Yeah.
And yeah, just to mix up the art even more.
I'll see what I can do.
Cool. Cool. Okay, man. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks.
Your dinner.
I'll see you Saturday if I don't talk to you beforehand.
All right. Yep.
Okay.
Right back at you.
Bye bye.